everyone. Hi, Leon. Ciao, Leon. Can you guys hear me well? Can you guys see me well? Si sente? Ok. What's up? Lovely. Sip a little bit of water. Audio picks up a bit of noise. What do you mean? Is there some echo maybe? No echo. Lovely. Ok. No echo, si sente tutto a posto? Vale. Like background white noise. Cool. White noise. Could be the mic though. Yeah, could be. I mean, it's just my MacBook mic, to be honest. So, yeah. Cool, guys. I'm gonna wait a little bit in the meantime, just to wait that people join. A lot of you have asked me what's the situation in the UAE. I mean, I'm not really that concerned. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be here in Dubai still. To be honest, the Burj Khalifa is still here. Nothing to worry about. I mean, it's not doing any lights right now because it's kind of late. It's midnight over here, but yeah. No issues with noise from my side. Lovely. Hey Ethan, how's it going? Cool. Lovely. I'll wait just a little bit more, guys, okay? I don't want to start and then I'm just like speaking and showing things and not everybody is in, okay? So we'll just wait 2-3 minutes. What's the time where you guys are? I know some people are from the US, some people are from the EU. It's midnight over here. I think there might be a little bit of a delay. It's 4 p.m. in Havana, Cuba. Nice, Cuba. Hi, maybe the volume is a little bit slow. Yeah, 9 p.m., 1 p.m. in AZ, 8 p.m. England, Netherlands, 9 p.m. Nigeria, 1 p.m. India, 9 p.m. Nice. Okay, cool. 8 p.m., 10 p.m. Boston, people from Lisbon. Wow. This is great. So many people from different places. It's beautiful. Cool. Okay. If there's anything from like a volume microphone standpoint, just tell me and I will kind of edit it now. Yeah. I think we're fine. I think we are fine. Just double check. Are we fine? Cool. Okay. Team says it's fine. Hopefully it's fine for you guys as well. Okay. Lovely. 9 p.m. Morocco, Marrakesh. I've been in Marrakesh last year actually. It's a very nice place. Definitely gonna come back. I've had such a blast with go-karting with one of our team members, Gabriele. I've had an amazing time. All right, cool. Gonna start shortly, okay? Alrighty. Hey everyone. Just wait a little bit more. I'm gonna start shortly. Okay. Inizio? Okay, let's start. I'm gonna give a look at the chat every now and again, just in case, maybe you're not hearing me well enough. Just let me know, okay? But without further ado, I'd say let's get straight into it. Okay, so before starting, I really wanna know where you guys are from and what your business is about. I mean, some of you already told me where you guys are from, but yeah, just share with me what line of business are you in and where are you from? Germany, ghostwriting, nice. I think there's a little bit of a delay here. Italy, performance marketing, lovely. Software engineer from Pakistan. I'm in England. I stop ambitious people from fucking themselves over. Great stuff. Sweden, launching webinars, lovely. I'm from Belize. Educational email course, premium ghostwriter, nice. Finance, steel struck, copywriting, great. GTM engineering, PPC ecom. New York, multifamily investing, professional services consulting, creative marketing, B2B SaaS, auto apply SaaS. So many interesting line of business. This is great. London, I run an AI automation agency. Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. Cool. So many interesting people, so many interesting line of businesses. Animated video for SaaS. Nice. Cool. Alrighty. So let me tell you guys what's going to happen in the next few minutes, okay? I'm going to walk you through the entire system I use to generate $500,000 in 2025 using nothing but LinkedIn. No ads, no videos, no IG, just LinkedIn, okay? I'm going to show you exactly how the algorithm works, the 5+1 pillars it's built on, and why everything you've been doing on LinkedIn up until now has been working against you instead of for you, okay? Then we're gonna pick 3 of you guys here on the live stream, okay, and do a full analysis of your LinkedIn profile and content strategy, okay? I'm gonna do this for free. Plus, I'm going to share with you the full 6-pillar system playbook. I share it only with paying clients, by the way, so you'll get this for free. So if you stay until the end, you're walking out here with a complete roadmap and maybe even a free personal audit form of your LinkedIn, okay? I need to ask you 3 things first, okay? Number 1, put your phone on silent. Whatever notification you're about to get in the next few minutes is less important than what I'm about to show you, I promise. You can only pick up the phone if your mom calls you, because this is the only excuse you can have, okay? I mean, if I get an alert from, like, I don't know, missiles or something, I'll probably pick up my phone. But other than that, we're locked in on the stream, okay? We're locked in here. Number 2, close every other tab in your browser. I know you have plenty of them open right now, YouTube, Gmail, Slack, Notion, whatever you have, okay? Close them all. You can go back to them later. For the next few minutes, this is the only tab that will matter, okay? Number 3, grab a notebook and a pen, because tonight I'm not gonna give you just fluff or motivation. I'm gonna give you a system, and you're going to want to write it down, all right? Now let me tell you why I decided to do this event in the first place. Over the past few months, I've had dozens and dozens of people reach out to me. I've got DMs, emails, comments, voice notes, all asking the same thing. Eduardo, can you take a look at my LinkedIn? Eduardo, can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? Eduardo, can I pick your brain for 30 minutes? I'll pay whatever, okay? And I get it, but I physically can't do individual consultations, so I decided to do something I've never done before. Take everything and give you the full system. The strategy, the pillars, the case studies, all of it, and put into one single free event, nothing held back. So here's how I want you to think about tonight. This is not a webinar where some guy, me, talks for 10 minutes and then tries to sell you something for 50. This is a $500 consultation. That's what people pay me for 1 hour of my time. Tonight, you're gonna get this one consultation for free. As I promised, I will be giving to all of those who join today the LinkedIn red flag detector. My team will add it in the chat now, and in the WhatsApp chat as well. I'm just gonna double check with my team, right? Okay, we're sending that over right now, all right? But you will get it, but don't use it yet, because you won't understand the output of the LinkedIn profile detector, because some of the profile tactics I'm going to share them with you today, okay? So don't use it yet. Let's go through the whole thing, because it will make sense later, all right? Great, let's get into it. Let me try and understand your situation. You spend 2 hours a day on LinkedIn, writing posts, spying competitors' profile, sending DMs, tweaking your headline, figuring out what to comment, managing combos that go nowhere. And after all that work, you maybe book 1 to 2 calls a week if you are lucky. I know that all of you guys are in this situation, so don't be shy. It's fine. I know it's okay if you guys are investing time and energy and money into something but still don't see the results. It's part of the game. It's the name of the game, all right? Now, let me tell you my situation. I book 8 to 15 calls a week on LinkedIn, spending only 30 minutes a day on the platform. That is it. We share the same platform, the same algorithm. We have the same 24 hours in a day. So what is the difference? Let me tell you what the difference is not. I am not a genius. I didn't even finish college. My dad is not the founder or the CEO of LinkedIn. I don't use any AI tool or automation to automate my outreach. And I definitely don't spend my entire day glued to the platform, okay? The difference is actually pretty simple. I figured out how LinkedIn's algorithm actually works, not the stuff that people teach on YouTube, not the post consistently and then hope for the best type of advice. The actual mechanics, the rules behind the rules, all right? And then once I cracked that, everything clicked, everything changed. I went from struggling to get replies to booking 1 to 2 calls a day with qualified prospects who actually wanted to talk with me, with buying intent as well. And here's what's crazy. I only started posting on YouTube and Instagram a few weeks/days ago. You can go and see, you can go and check, just to get some extra traffic. But if I didn't want to scale beyond where I am today, I wouldn't need any other platform. I could keep running my LinkedIn system and close $500,000 this year as well, okay? Let me ask you something and you can write the answer in the chat. How many qualified calls are you booking per week right now from LinkedIn? Be honest, I want to see real numbers. There's a little bit of a delay, guys, I'm sorry. Wi-Fi is not the best. I don't know why. 0, 2, 0, 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Used to be 1 for 2-3 weeks, but lately none. Under 1, 0, 0 to 1, 0. All right, cool. 0, 1, 0, 1. Yeah, everyone is kind of in the same 1 every 3 months. Everyone's kind of in the same situation, which is fine, okay? Whatever number you just wrote, by the end of tonight, you'll understand exactly why that is low, okay? Or if you are booking a good amount of calls, you walk out this event with the exact things you need to book even more calls and increase the lead quality as well, okay? I can see a guy writing 3 to 5, but not every week. That's pretty good. But I will guarantee you after this event, you'll book even more and the quality will be better, okay? And most importantly, you'll know what to do about it, all right? Right now, before the event starts, I should sell myself and show you flashy case study, but since I'm not here to be cocky and hypnotize you, I wanna just get straight into it, all right? I want you guys to think about the variety in this event right now. Some of you sell completely different services, different price points, different markets, different countries. And yet, every single one of you is here for the same reason. You know, LinkedIn can work, but it's not working the way it should, okay? And I'm going to show you why LinkedIn works no matter the niche, the service, or their starting point. I literally have helped people starting from zero, from scratch, from ground zero, literally, and it worked just like magic because I told them and made them understand the 6 pillars, which I'm gonna be showing tonight, all right? I know if you're here tonight, you already know something that most people don't. LinkedIn is the #1 platform to get B2B clients because it is built for that. It's LinkedIn's nature, all right? Let me give you some numbers to put into perspective. LinkedIn has 1.2 billion users globally. That is 80% of B2B leads come from LinkedIn. You don't have this figure on Instagram, you don't have this figure on TikTok, nor you have this figure on YouTube. So we all know, we can all convey with the fact that that percentage is the highest for this social media specifically, which is LinkedIn, okay? You don't have these condensed B2B numbers on other socials. LinkedIn's nature was as a job hunting platform, and the main purpose was linking professionals with entrepreneurs, okay? In the last years, LinkedIn shifted from a Tinder for jobs to an actual social media platform where you can grow your personal brand and drive sales. And here's the number that should make your jaw drop. Only 3% of LinkedIn users create content regularly, 3%. That means that 97% of the platform is silent. The field is wide open. Compared to Instagram, where everyone plus their dog and their mother are posting reels, LinkedIn is basically an empty stadium. C-level decision makers, this is an example, okay, People with budgets, so people who can sign checks, spend an average of 33 minutes a day on LinkedIn. And personal profiles generate 5 times the engagement than company pages. I'm not the only guy talking about LinkedIn like it's a gold mine. We have our, let's call him our marketing god, our North Star, our point of reference, Alex Hormozi. Okay, in this video, he was ranking all social media platforms. You can go and view this video. It's an amazing video. And what he says about LinkedIn is who. What is that who? What does that stand for? So who, and that 53% is the percentage of households that have LinkedIn. So 53% means if there's a family of 6 people, okay, 3 of them have LinkedIn. That is higher than TikTok. You can go and see this video on that Alex did, and this was a year ago, so the numbers are even higher. How many? 30%, this is referring to the US, so the 30% of the US has LinkedIn, okay? Growth, medium to high. What does this mean? So as Alex said, and I'll say this as well, when you want to post about your services, your business, or whatever you're doing, okay, you want to go for social media channels that have a higher chance of showing whatever you do to more eyeballs, okay? And LinkedIn, Alex scored it as a medium high, okay? Conversion, high. I mean, I can back that and I'll show you why that is. It's very, very, very easy to convert, easier than Instagram, than TikTok, and then YouTube. Cool? So, a platform with 1 billion users, where your ideal client scrolls every single day, where almost nobody's creating content, and where the algorithm rewards real convos over viral hacks. Sounds like a gold mine, right? It is, and yet the vast majority of people on LinkedIn can't book enough qualified calls to save their life or save their business. They've tried automated outreach, they've tried clickbait posts, they've tried commenting on their competitor posts to steal traffic, and they're still stuck to 1 to 2 calls a week, or some like you even to 0, okay? Here's the thing, LinkedIn works, we established that, okay? The numbers don't lie. The problem isn't the platform. The problem is that the platform isn't working for you specifically. And the reason it's not working for you is actually very, very simple. You're treating LinkedIn like a cold email plus Instagram funnel mixed together, okay? And that's exactly why the algorithm is punishing you, all right? Think about it. For outreach, you're copying cold email tactics. So fake personalization, like, hey, first name, I noticed that you work at a company, you do high volumes, you automate the sequences, you do whatever, drip campaigns, and you're literally treating LinkedIn like a database of emails to spam. For content, you're copying Instagram, chasing likes, clickbaity carousals, motivational posts, thinking that more views equals more clients. And LinkedIn is not an email system. LinkedIn is not Instagram. The algorithm runs on completely different foundations. It rewards different behaviors. It penalizes things that work perfectly fine on other platforms. So do not treat LinkedIn like Instagram or email system, and you already see a slight change, okay? You're using a great strategy in the wrong place. It's like showing up to a football match and playing by basketball rules. You can be the best player in the world, but if you don't know the rules of the game you're playing, you'll lose every single time. So what are the real rules? LinkedIn's algorithm is built on 5 fundamental pillars, okay? And there's a secret 6th pillar, one that I developed and tested on my own clients, that I'll reveal at the end of tonight. This 6th pillar is the reason why I book 5+ qualified inbound calls a week on top of what I usually book, without sending a single message or a connection request. But I'll get to that later. First, let's break down the 5 pillars that the algorithm actually runs on. And for each one, I'm going to show you what everyone gets wrong and what actually works, plus what I use and plus what I've seen has been working. Quick important note. Let me tell you what I mean when I say qualified meetings. When I say I've booked XYZ qualified meetings, okay, I mean that the prospect knows me, actually took the time to look at my profile and or my case study, already knows the key things about my offer, say the price, say the service, the expectations, client results or what they could get, etc. And they show up to the meeting with buying intent. I'm not gonna lie about it. I do get, let's say, window shoppers every now and again, who doesn't, but at least they're coming with some sort of buying intent, and then it's just your job to close them, right? Pillar number 1, let's get straight into it, guys. Profile. This is where everything starts, and this is where most people lose the game before it even begins. Every single action you take on LinkedIn leads people back to your profile. You send a message, they check your profile. You post something, they check your profile. You comment under someone's post, they check your profile. Someone mentions you, they check your profile. The profile, so your profile, is the final meta, the final destination of everything, all right? And if your profile doesn't convert, nothing else matters. You could have the best outreach strategy in the world, the best content, the best offer, but if someone lands on your profile and doesn't immediately understand who you are, what you do, and why they should talk to you, they perish in a snap of a finger. Now, here's what most people do and why it doesn't work. Every LinkedIn guru out there tells you the same thing. Treat your profile like a landing page. Aggressive headline, banner with a big CTA, about section that reads like a sales letter. Sounds smart, right? But here's the problem. If everyone treats their profile like a landing page, then every profile starts looking the same. And when a decision maker lands on your profile, sees the same aggressive headline, the same banner, the same sales pitch in the about section, you know what they think? Here's another guy just pitching me, or he's gonna sell me something, and they just leave, okay? Here's what actually works. A LinkedIn profile is not a landing page. A LinkedIn profile is, by definition, a LinkedIn profile by all means, okay? And it needs to be structured like one. But before I show you how, I need to explain something that nobody talks about. There are two types of LinkedIn profiles out there. I call them the white profile and the black profile. The white profile is the ultra generic one. The bio says something like CMO, CEO, whatever, job role of XYZ company, and then slash, and then buzzwords or keywords that are inherent to what they do, okay? Which is okay, it's cool, but what does that even mean? You know, what do you actually do? Who do you actually help? What's the pro of having a white profile? Your connection acceptance rate, so the rate of how many people accept, when you send a connection, is going to be higher, okay, than average. People accept it because they just don't know what you do. They're confused and there's no clear direction, and so they feel like you're not going to be pitching to them. The con is that nobody has a clue what you do, okay? So even if you go viral and thousands of people visit your profile, they don't convert. There's no reason to book a call with you. They look, they shrug, and then they leave. Whoopsie. The black profile, it's basically the exact opposite. Ultra specific, pushy, literally in your face. The bio says something like, add $30,000 a month with my cold email AI system on autopilot without lifting a finger, all right? The pro, if you get a lot of traffic into your profile, okay, you're doing a good job to get the people who are interested to book a call, okay? So the intent is clear. The con is that when you do outreach or send connection requests, your acceptance rate drops off a cliff. People see that headline and think, okay, this person's gonna pitch me the second I accept the connection. So they don't accept, and your outreach dies even before it starts, all right? So you've got two extremes. One converts traffic but kills outreach. The other helps outreach but wastes all your traffic. So what's the solution? The gray profile, the sweet spot in between, the middle ground, okay? A gray profile has three elements, always three, no exceptions. Number one, who you are, what you do. Clear, simple, no pushy promise, no I'll 10x your revenue in 30 days. Just a straightforward statement that tells people what you do and who you do it for. Number two, authority. So whether it's data, case studies, numbers, client results, anything that makes someone think, okay, this person actually knows what he's talking about. This isn't just words, all right? Number three, memorability. One element that makes your profile stick, okay? Something that is memorable, okay? Something that makes people remember you after they scroll past 50 other profiles that all look the same. This could be a unique positioning angle, a bold statement, a visual element. I'll make an example. Say behind your profile picture, you remove the background and add like a bright green background. Okay, that's kind of gonna help with memorability, you know, because a lot of people remember profile pictures more than actual names. So that could be already an input, okay? But the point is, you wanna create something, something that creates a mental hook, okay? Here's an example. This is Gabriele, okay? What does he do? You can see it. He builds systems that fill up your calendar with ready-to-pay prospects. Authority. You have case studies in the featured section and also recommendations, okay? Memorability. This banner, I have nothing to sell you maybe, is quite funny. Use the humor kind of angle. That has worked so well, so many times, and I definitely suggest you guys to test it out yourself. Of course, you come from different industries, you come from different backgrounds, so maybe I have nothing to sell you maybe is not going to be applicable to you, but something along those lines is definitely great. And of course, I have nothing to sell you maybe breaks a pattern. You know, it's like when you send a connection request, they're like, I don't know if he's going to pitch me or not, right? So it's kind of intriguing as well, which is something you definitely want to keep in mind when changing or applying mods to your profile. Okay, when you have all three, clarity, authority, and memorability, your profile becomes a high conversion machine. People who find you through content see what you do, trust you, and book a call. People who get a connection request don't feel like they're about to be pitched. They accept, and the relationship begins. Both sides work at the same time. And this doesn't just apply to your headline. It applies to everything. This we're talking about for your banner, for your bio, your about section, your headline, your featured section. Every single element of your profile needs to hit those three marks. Now, you can write in the chat which profile you have right now. White one, black one, or gray. And remember, at the end of the live today, I'll review three profiles and the content strategy. So I'll be very honest with you guys. Cool? Gray Jedi, white, white, gray. Nice, gray. White, lovely, lovely, gray-ish, just a little bit, a bit of white in the gray, white, black, gray, leaning to black. Okay, black, white. All right, lovely, black. Cool. Alrighty, that was the first pillar. Okay, we got 5 more to go. Let's move to the next pillar. Let me just do a quick thing with OBS here. Okay, cool. Pillar number 2, connections. I need to start by destroying something that most of you believe right now. Followers matter, guys. I'll say it again, followers matter so much. It's not a vanity metric, okay? If it was a vanity metric, you wouldn't be here. You just wouldn't. Okay, I nearly have 40,000 followers, and this is not to be cocky or arrogant, but if it wasn't for my nearly 40,000 followers, you wouldn't see me as an authority. You wouldn't take anything of what I'm saying today, right? But the most important thing, more than followers, are connection, and it's 3 times more important. Why? You don't need 10,000 connection. You don't even need 50,000 followers to find success on LinkedIn. You just need 500 decision makers in your network, people who can buy from you. And then you need a strategy to grow that number every single day. Here's why this matters so much, okay? When you send a message to someone you're connected with, the message lands in their primary inbox, not the email where messages, not the email folder where messages die, but where they actually see it. So when you comment on a post from someone you're connected with, the algorithm gives you more visibility. It amplifies you. And when you post content, LinkedIn shows it first to your connection before anyone else. Okay, so that's why connections are very important. So think about this just for a second. If your connections are your ideal clients, then every content you post is being shown directly to the people who can buy from you, by design and not by luck. If your connections are random, people who accepted your request 3 years ago, then your best content is just going to be shown to people who will never buy anything from you because they're not qualified connections, right? Your connections aren't a number, they're the foundation everything else is built on. Now here is what most people do and why it's killing their results, okay? They use AI tools, send connections every day, thinking this is the best way to grow their LinkedIn account, but here is the problem, guys. The automations send 100 to 200 connection requests a week to anyone and everyone. No specific targeting. I know some tools can do some targeting, but not as good, okay? So no specific targeting, no strategy, just volume. Number one, LinkedIn can detect that. It will flag your account and it will start killing your reach. And you don't even know it is happening, but it is, okay? Important note, if you have used AI tools on LinkedIn in the past, whether it's for connections, outreach, comments, drip campaigns, whatever, LinkedIn always remembers this. Even if you're not using AI tools anymore, you need to implement a recovery strategy. If you have used them and your LinkedIn account is still active, so no red flags, consider yourself as lucky as a lottery winner. I had a friend of mine, I met him here in Dubai. He came to me and said, I lost access to my account. I said, okay, what happened? I was playing around with OpenAI. I said, There you go. You can't just plug in OpenClaw into LinkedIn and expect it to work, because LinkedIn doesn't work that way. It's against its terms and conditions. So whatever you do that is automation based and you're not doing safely, because you can use AI tools to a degree, to certain volumes, okay? But he was using it in the wrong way. He literally lost his account, and I managed to get his account back literally the day after. But other than that, okay, the biggest problem of all is that nobody does systematic research on who to connect with and why. There is no actual intent. You think there is intent, but you don't actually know there is, okay? They just send requests and hope for the best. Here's what actually works. Surgical targeting. Every single connection request you send should be intentional. The split I use and teach my clients is very, very simple. 80% of the connections you send should be to ICP. So people who can buy from you. Of course, it is a gamble, so you never know if that person's gonna actually convert or not, but you know what a LinkedIn profile that could buy from you looks like, okay? So you send 80% of the connections to them. And then 20% should be competitors and complementary profiles. So people whose audience can boost your content, because you can comment on them and you can engage with them and you can empower your personal brand as well through theirs, okay? I personally teach to use 6 different methods to send connections. Let me show you 2 methods I use the most, so you can start using both of these tonight. Method number 1 is the family tree method. On LinkedIn, there's 3 types of connection. There's first degree, second degree, and third degree. How do these work? Key principle is that the bigger the number, so second and third, the more far away from you they are, okay? But here's an actual example. I'm connected with Jack, okay? So me and Jack are first degree connections. Jack has a friend called Ethan. Me and Ethan are second degree connections. Ethan has another friend called Gabriele. Me and Gabriele are third degree connections. But what makes us kind of linked is that we're a mutual connection of each other. So that is already some sort of intent, some sort of like proof of, or actually a hook that you could use for outreach and for connections as well, right? They see you're mutually connected to someone they know, right? Here's how you can use this, okay? Quick, just little side note. This is this example is specifically from just linkedin.com, okay? But I definitely, and I couldn't suggest this enough, and I can't stress this enough, anyone that wants to take LinkedIn seriously, get LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I'm not paid to say this. I'm being very genuine and honest, because if you want to have very good results with outreach, you want to use Sales Navigator because it's just easier to find leads and you can filter better. I'm still going to go through the common way and the normal way to use it, because I don't know how many of you have Sales Nav and how many have, don't have Sales Nav, so I just did the normal way. But I just want to say this and mention this because it's equally important as well for those who are here today and do have Sales Navigator. So whenever you do a search, you want to go on the filtering section and add has posted recently. That is going to increase your acceptance connection rate higher, like literally through the roof. Because here's the thing, guys. Your connection acceptance rate is dictated by certain things that are within your control and some things that are out of your control, such as if they're active on the platform or not. Other things, such as your profile, you can control that and you can make sure your profile matches a certain vibe that doesn't trigger the person you're sending a connection to, okay? So keep that in mind when doing outreach, because it will change the way you do outreach and the way you get replies, because you're just putting yourself next to good numbers rather than having the numbers against you, okay? Now, going back to the family tree method, you go to a profile of a competitor, okay? So say you go on my profile, you can see there's X number of mutual connections. So you go on those mutual connections and hit second and third level of degree connections, okay? And then you can, of course, filter by location, industry, job title, whatever you have to do. And this is the thing I was saying before. With LinkedIn, normally you cannot add the filtering of people that have posted recently, okay? So you do the exact same thing on Sales Navigator, the user experience is kind of the same. Just add that and connection acceptance rate is always gonna be higher, okay? Once you do that, okay, you'll basically see a gold mine of profiles that are 1 or 2 degrees away from someone you already know. These aren't cold strangers, okay? They're warm connections by association. Their acceptance rate is already gonna be higher because they share mutual connections, okay? Method number 2 is the lookalike method, okay? Once you find the perfect competitor, just go on their profile, and on the right-hand side, you will find more profiles for you. LinkedIn suggests lookalike audiences in that section. It's not gonna be too much. It's gonna be probably like 15, 20, I can't remember, maybe it could be even a little bit more, maybe even 30. You can check that out. And you will find similar audiences to your competitor, okay? So that can help you find more competitors to engage with, or to steal their audience, or whatever you want to do, or just find more connections to connect with to empower your outreach and, of course, this whole strategy, okay? Now, you take those 15 to 20 profiles, you run again the family tree method on each and one of them, and then suddenly you've got hundreds of targeted qualified connections to send requests to. Quick side note, on these guys, let's just say you're doing outreach, you find Iman Badr, Ayman, Dushan, and Ty, okay? You then, you click command and then and do left click on their profile, and it will open a new tab on your browser, okay? Then on their profile, you find other suggested profiles. So it's a never ending loop. You find more and more by clicking on more profiles. So you start by one, and then it's kind of a domino effect, and you find more and more leads, okay? And that's how you build a network that actually works for you, okay? This is the exact method we used with Badr to book 5 meetings a week only through outbound, okay? This is not mentioning inbound, and I'll get to that later, okay? This is qualified connections and outreach, all right? Here's a little problem though. You learn exactly how to find the right people to connect with, great, but this required manual research every single day. 45 minutes of finding profiles, sending requests, and tracking the KPIs every single day. Not to mention a strategy that is not displayed here, but I'm gonna say here today, there's been a boom of lead magnets lately, okay? We all know that. So whatever resource that competitor or that person is giving away, go in the comments, and if your service relates to the resource or to the lead magnet that whatever person is posting, you basically have another source of leads, another source of connections. This can facilitate somewhat the 45 minutes of finding profiles, but I'll guarantee you it won't be less than 45 minutes. It never is. I mean, when I was in the trenches, I used to spend hours a day, hours, countless. And that's the reality of pillar number 2. The strategy is clear, the methods work, but the execution requires daily consistency that most people simply don't have the time for. They just don't want to stress themselves out, right? Which is completely fine. But if you skip this pillar, your outreach, your content, and your comments are not going to work, okay? Now, we're 2 pillars down, there's 4 to go. Let's move to pillar number 3, outreach, okay? We already mentioned it in the connections part, but let's get more straight into it, okay? This is the one where the entire market is lying to you, okay? Let me ask you something first. How many LinkedIn DMs do you get every week from people trying to sell you something? No, now think about this. How many of those messages do you actually reply to? Probably 0, maybe 1 if that person is actually lucky, okay? And yet, that's exactly why most people are doing what most people are doing with their own outreach, okay? Sending the same type of message that you too ignore every single day, okay? Here's what outreach on LinkedIn is not. It's not pitching, it's not selling, it's not blasting 50 people a day with the same copy-paste template, hoping that someone bites, okay? Outreach on LinkedIn is opening combos, that's it. Starting a conversation with a real human being as a human being, okay? The best tip I can give, if anyone came to me and said, hey, what's the best tip for outreach? Don't sound like a bot. Like that's the rule number 1. If you don't sound like a bot, you're already winning. You're already separating yourself from most people, okay? A cold message that works doesn't sell anything, okay? It asks a genuine question, and it creates/sparks curiosity. It's an intriguing combo, okay? That's what you want to try and achieve. The goal isn't to book a call in the first message. The goal is to get a reply. That is it, okay? Get the combo started. The sale comes later after you've built enough trust. For those who don't know, sales happen when these 3 things materialize. A person knows you enough, likes you enough, and trusts you enough. Once these 3 things materialize, someone will be willing to pay you or hop on a call or whatever it is. So if you're not creating these 3 things on a message or on a call, worse, you're not going to close a deal / you're not going to book a call, okay? And that is what outreach, that's just the kind of outreach I do, and I'll get into it in just a second, okay? Personalized message, and I mean truly personalized, not hey first name, I saw you work at a company, have a 72% higher reply rate than templates, okay? Let that sink in. Now, I use templates. I don't there's no way to say I don't use templates because I don't know how to label them, okay? I have certain messages I use, but they're not copy paste. They're part of a strategy that you then elaborate in the DMs. So you actually have to put work, you have a template, a baseline template, kind of a guide, and then you tailor it to the person, okay? Now let me show you what the market is selling you and why it's all broken. The AI outreach tools, okay? They send 50 messages a day, all identical with personalization. That's just basically a person's name and a company pulled from their profile. These are the fields you can automate nowadays. If I knew, guys, I swear right now, if I knew an automation tool that can do like spot on, like great personalization, I would be talking about it today, okay? But it's just, we're not there yet. Hopefully we will, okay? So an example of what type of personalization AI tool can do is, hey John, I noticed you're the CEO of Acme Corp. I really loved your last post, great job. LinkedIn's algorithm spots these instantly, but the worst thing is that prospects spot them even faster, okay? You get these messages too, I get them too every day. Do I read them? Do you read them? No, okay? You didn't even open most of them, okay? Unless someone's being super creative or is using what I'm gonna show you guys shortly, then the kind of thing would be different, okay? But most people don't even know how to do that, all right? So why would your prospects be any different, okay? If you're not opening, why would they? You're paying $99, $79, $129 a month, whatever AI tool you're using, to basically just get ignored at scale, all right? So here's what actually works and the formula I use. First thing, no AI tools. I hire VAs, I train them, and I pay them around $300. Could be more, could be less, kind of depends on which stage they're in, and then a 2% commission, okay? They run connections, the outreach, the comments, basically the boring tasks, okay? How do you find good VAs? Go to onlinejobs.ph. .ph is the, it's the Philippine, how do you call it? Like instead of .com, it's .ph. I don't know how to say this. You just put in onlinejobs.ph. You have to pay, by the way, to find these VAs. I paid like $100, I think it was. And you get a network of good VAs with like all of their experience, like how good they are. But then you have to go on calls and you have to train them and you have to see how good they are. Then you also have to trust them. So I did that already. And I've had the same three VAs, Jasmine Jelzer and Hamza, for nearly a year now, okay? And I'm very grateful for that because here's the thing. Number one, the way I do outreach is very human and genuine and personalized, and the VAs can manage up to two clients and earn up to 1,000 to 1,500 USD per month with commission. And this is what I was saying before. This makes me very grateful to know that I'm giving them a chance also to grow as well, because the average salary for these, my VAs and people, in their country, in those countries, is very low. We're talking about $600 a month, okay? And that makes me feel very grateful to also give them a chance to grow. And side note, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them. So I kind of owe the position I'm in today to them, right? I'm also sending out one of my VA to Dubai here next week. So you're also going to see a post about that. But back to here. Every single outreach message they send is built on two elements. One, personalization, and then one question, occasionally two. That's it. That is the recipe. Very easy. Okay. Why these two things? Because every outreach strategy that actually gets replies needs two ingredients. Number one, trust. So the personalization shows the other person that you're a real human being, not a bot, not an automation tool, not a template with their name plugged in. You actually look at their profile. You actually read something they posted, and then you actually know something about them. Okay. That's how you build trust in 2 seconds with a total stranger. One thing I did, which you guys could do, is actually putting a typo in the outreach. So just misclick or just put in a space between a sentence or a word, sorry, not a sentence, a word. So if you're typing trust, put T space and then RUST. I mean, it's not a huge typo, but at least it doesn't look like an automation, okay? So you can do that as well, right? And then on top of that, the other thing is curiosity, okay? The question creates genuine interest in having a combo, not a pitch, okay? Not a, can I show you a demo? A real question that makes them think, this is actually interesting, or this makes sense, or okay, let me get back to this person, all right? Or you in this case. Now, there are 5 types of personalizations and 4 types of questions that I use. I'm not going to go through all of them. tonight because otherwise it will literally turn into a 3-hour marathon. But here's what you need to know, okay? This formula, one personalization plus one question, is the reason my outreach gets 15 to 25% reply rate. Let me give you an example. The example is, say my current strategy, which is based on finding YouTube channels that aren't growing on LinkedIn. This is what a message that I send sounds like. Hey name, nice to meet you. I just watched your latest YouTube video about personalization. So something they mentioned on the video. That's what I usually train my VAs on, because they actually, literally, they need to view the YouTube video to get that field covered, okay? And that shows on the other end, so the prospect I'm sending a message to shows that I actually spend time to see what they're doing, okay? I'm pretty sure YouTube is booking you meetings. I see you're posting here on LinkedIn as well, but I don't see a huge engagement below your LinkedIn post. Are you managing your LinkedIn account all by yourself? By the way, I saw you live in, say, city, London, Milan, whatever. Gonna be there in a month with my girlfriend. Any suggestions? Okay, I actually did this, and it was actually true. And it worked pretty well. I mean, I also had some very nice suggestions of cafes. This is just being creative, guys. And if you don't sound like a bot, like I mentioned before, and you use a little bit of creativity, and you actually show yourself as a real human being, you are gonna get replies like this, okay? This strategy is getting me 15 to 25% reply rate, which is pretty wild, okay? With this strategy, I'm booking 4 to 6 qualified meetings a week only through my outreach, okay? And all I do is take calls because my VAs do the boring work, all right? Now here's the hard truth about outreach. Even if you know the formula, even if you know about the personalization and the question, this takes time to execute properly, okay? Real outreach requires someone dedicated to it, 2 to 4 hours a day. That's why, VAs exist. That's why the whole job role exists, because it's a very important task that can take a lot of time, okay? Sending messages, managing combos, following up, qualifying the leads, pushing warm prospects towards a call. You can't do this between client calls, guys. You can't squeeze this in your lunch break, and you definitely can't hand it to a bot that is basically gonna destroy your reputation, okay? It requires real people, trained on your voice, your offer, your ICP, whatever, working every single day with consistency. And if you skip this pillar, okay, or if you do it inconsistently, your connection, just sit there. They're not gonna levitate, they're not gonna grow. Your profile just exists, okay? And nobody ever talks to you. The outreach, so outreach as a whole, is the engine that turns connections into convos and then chats into booked calls, okay? Without it, this whole system is basically just decoration. 3 pillars down, 3 more to go. Let's move to pillar number 4. And I'm about to tell you something that goes against everything you've heard about posting on LinkedIn, okay? Pillar number 4, content. Going viral is not a vanity metric. I know, every guru out there says don't chase likes, chase quality engagement. That sounds smart, but it is wrong. Volume matters a lot, and let me show you why. This is an example. This is Sara. This is an Italian client I'm managing with my team, and Gabriele specifically. We've got her 500,000 impressions, as you can see over here. 2 calls booked on autopilot. This is a joke. This is just bullshitting AI. I'm not even joking. Sorry for the French. So we're not, like, our goal wasn't to book any calls, yet we did. 21 combos started with qualified prospects thanks to this post. We gained 1,200 followers from just this post, and it was the 4th most viral LinkedIn post in Italy ever. Going viral isn't just the end goal, but it's the most powerful accelerator you have. You need volume first, then you need a system that turns that volume into combos and calls, okay? Now, let me tell you what most people get wrong about content. Their biggest mistake is hiring AI ghostwriters, okay? Ghostwriters are good, okay, but AI ghostwriters in the stage you guys are in is gonna completely demolish you at all level. Why? Because, let me just put my camera a little bit smaller so you can see, right? Your AI ghostwriter doesn't know anything about your business, your background, your service, your niche. 99% of people use AI like they're blinded, okay? No strategy, no context, just AI used in the worst ways possible at scale, okay? Maybe some of you found a way, okay? But if you're here tonight and you're trying to go viral yourself, there's something that isn't clicking, okay? So if you don't know and if you are clueless, the AI is gonna be even more clueless than you are. Claude is absolutely Claude, GPT, whatever, is great. They're amazing tools. Whatever tool you can use, they're all great. They're intelligent, but they're clueless in this specific situation, this specific part, because they know less about you, or they know less like you do when it comes to the algorithm and how it works. Okay, that's why I'm breaking it down. That's why I'm showing how the algorithm works today. Okay, so it can produce content that's literally so generic, it could have anybody's name on it. Okay, and AI, as I said, it's clueless. You need to train it in order to write content that performs. All right, and here's what nobody tells you. Your audience can feel it. Decision makers, the one who actually pay for your high ticket services, they can smell fabricated content from a mile away. When something doesn't sound like a real person, they scroll. No click, no profile visit, no call. You're wasting hours every week for content that doesn't convert and doesn't even sound like you. As I said, you can use AI, but if you do it the right way, okay? And it's fine if you're clueless. That's why you guys are here. So you're here to learn, and I'm more than happy to show you how you can also teach your AI model or your AI ghostwriter as well, okay? Here's what actually works, and this is where I need to teach you something most people don't know. There are 4 types of LinkedIn posts, okay? Each one has a specific purpose inside the system. Type 1, authority content, case studies, client results, proof. This is the content that positions you as the expert. You're showing the market, I've done this, here are the numbers, here are the results. It builds trust, it builds credibility, okay? Here's an example, this is Ethan. Ethan, I think he's also here, okay? We've had over 200 engagements, 18,000 impressions, and 6 chats started with qualified prospects, okay? Type 2, personal content, stories, contrarian opinions, the way you see the industry, the way you see the world, whatever it is. This is the content that makes people connect with you as a person, not your offer, not your service, but you as an individual, okay? Everyone can teach the same framework, but nobody has your story. Nobody has your perspective. And that's what makes people follow you instead of the 50 other profiles in your niche, okay? Real example, Alex. Alex is one of my clients. He runs a paid ads agency. He is targeting very high-end companies. We're talking about companies in telehealth, D2C brands, e-com brands doing 6 figures a year, aiming to do 8 through his services. Okay, so he needs to be seen as, let's just say, the North Star of his industry, the authority in this industry. He has to be perceived as an authority. But also to do that, he also needs to be perceived as a real person. The last thing I want is that potential clients see him as, okay, he's using AI, he's just one of the others, okay? So you have to have that human touch as well, okay? Posting lead magnets and personal content to make him as human as possible, as I mentioned, because B2B, in his specific case, is building trust and long-term rapport. We're trying to do what he would do at an event, okay? He's at an event in Las Vegas right now. So when you go there, you're just not pitching all the time. You're not being the salesy guy all the time. Yes, you're gonna hand out business cards, but you're also a human being, right? And people connect with you because of you, cool? That's the added value, okay? And then of course you can get into business. That's why there's other types of content that do specifically that, okay? Now type 3 is gonna be nurturing content. Content that educates your audience about their problems, the solutions available, and how they should be thinking about fixing their situation. This is the content that moves people from I know I have a problem to I know what the right solution looks like, which just happens to look exactly what you guys offer. It warms them up before they even ever talk to you. So when they finally book a call, they're already pre-sold. Okay, nurturing content is so powerful, so underrated, and not so many people do that. Okay. Or not so many people do it well, okay? Here's an example. This is Gabriele. The goal of this content is to make people understand that outreach doesn't necessarily mean ruining your reputation, okay? Not only this went viral, we've had 50,000 impressions and over 200 likes, but it nurtured Gabriele's audience and positioned Gabriele as the guy that knows how outreach works, okay? Type 4. Number 4, I'm going to reveal this one later tonight, okay? It's connected to the secret 6 pillar, and it needs more of an elaborate kind of explanation, okay? And I want to give more value than what the type of contents are, okay? For now, just know there's a 4th type, and it is the reason some of my posts get over 1,000 comments, and it is, you know, very, 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 very good. I mean, it's pushing my business to its limits, basically, okay? Going next now. When you mix all 4 types strategically, your content isn't random anymore. Every post has a purpose. Every post plays a role in the system. Authority content builds trust. Personal content builds a connection. Nurturing content warms up lead. And type 4, you'll see in just a second, okay? But here's the part that's going to frustrate you. To make this work, you need 5 posts a week, every week, without ever stopping. 5 posts this week and 2 next week, and none of the week after because you got busy with clients. 5 every single week, okay? Quick thing, guys, and of course you can write in the chat right now how many pieces of content did you post last month if you have that figure. And I also wanted to mention with you guys that I left in the 30 resources so many Claude prompts you can use that I've used and use them on my own account that did very good numbers. So if you know how to, train an AI ghostwriting tool, it can work, okay? And yeah, just wanted to mention that, okay? 0, 3, 5, cool. 0. 0 is not good. 5 in a month. No, for sure. 20 this month. Nice. Just started 2, 3 a week ago. Okay, this is not enough, guys. 5 in a month is not good, but we'll turn it up by a notch. And now you have more info to do more. Cool? Let's get back straight into it. Now, this is not just about writing, okay? Every post needs a strategy behind it. Which type is it? Who is it for? What is the goal? What is the hook? Does it need a CTA? Every post also needs a graphic, designed, not thrown together in Canva in 2 minutes, okay? Every post needs to be written in your voice, not a template and not AI generated, okay? To a degree, okay? You can do AI generated images to a degree, okay? But that's not gonna be your primary kind of format or what is gonna make you go hyper viral, okay? Your actual tone, your actual perspective, your actual stories. This is not a side task you squeeze in on Sunday nights, okay? This can be seen as a full-time job. That is why ghostwriters also exist, okay? And if you skip this pillar, or if you do it inconsistently, you're still gonna be invisible, guys. Nobody knows who you are, nobody sees your expertise, and when your outreach message lands in someone's inbox, they check your profile, they see a few random posts and think, who's this guy, okay? Content is what makes the rest of the system work. Without it, you're a ghost. And I know, I've said this after every single pillar I've shown this far. Like, everyone is important, otherwise it's all just decoration. Guys, you will see at the end of this whole live what happens if you just don't have one of the 6, okay? Or if you have just half of them and you don't have you're not operating at full capacity, okay, on the pillars, all right? So 4 pillars down, 2 to go. Let's move to pillar number 5. And I promise you this one is one of the most underrated. Comments, okay? This is the pillar nobody takes seriously. And this is the one that makes or breaks your outreach. Remember pillar 3? I told you the goal of outreach is start a combo. But when you message someone who's never heard of you, you're a stranger, okay? And strangers get ignored. Now imagine that before you ever send a message, the person had already seen your name 2 or 3 times under their own post, okay? They've read something smart you wrote, they thought, okay, this is interesting. And when your message lands, you're not a stranger anymore because they've seen you. And also, I'm gonna also mention that if you have something memorable, say something like, the color of your profile picture, so the background of your profile picture is a certain color, that can also improve memorability and also increase the chances of getting, eventually your connection accepted, okay? And also the comment taken maybe a little bit more seriously because they've seen you before or remembered you before, okay? You're that person who you then labeled as that person who left a comment on my post. And that literally changes everything, okay? And here's a number you need to remember, okay? LinkedIn's algorithm weighs comments at 3 times the value of likes. So comments over 15 words, worth even more. Every thoughtful comment does 2 things at once. It warms up the lead, okay, for outreach, and tells the algorithm to show that comment, so show you to other people. So you're also kind of acquiring attention there as well. Now, what does everyone else do? They do engagement pods and bots, okay? Groups of strangers commenting great posts on each other's content. LinkedIn can detect that and kills your reach instead of boosting it, okay? Random comments on random posts from people who will never buy from you, okay? And then of course bots, AI tools that auto-comment the same generic line on 40 posts per hour. That is the fastest way, not only to destroy credibility and reputation, but also to lose access to your account and getting flagged as well, okay? Here's what works. Strategic comments under the post of your prospects. The people you're going to message next week, you comment on their post this week. The people who just accepted your connection, you comment on their post before you send the first DM. Every comment is a touch point. Every touch point warms up the relationship. And when you finally send the outreach message, your reply rate goes through the roof, okay? Now here's the problem. It takes about 20 minutes a day to engage with strategic comments, okay? Finding the right posts, writing genuine, thoughtful comments that get you noticed. You can add it up. It could be 45 minutes of connections, 2 to 3 hours of outreach, then 5 posts per week. It adds up fast, and everything becomes more and more and more what is what I'm looking for here? It becomes just more elaborate, just harder for you to sustain consistently, okay? And this is the pillar everyone skips. Maybe anyone is not even aware of this pillar because it feels invisible, but without it, your outreach stays cold, your message gets ignored, and the whole system loses half of its power, okay? Now 5 pillars down, 1 to go. And this is the one I've been teasing all night, okay? The secret 6th pillar. The one that books me 5+ inbound calls a week without sending a single message. So let's get straight into it, okay? Now, this one, as I said, I've been teasing since the beginning, and the secret 6th pillar is the one that books me 5 extra inbound calls every single week, okay? I don't send any message or connection. This pillar is not part of LinkedIn's algorithm. This is a strategy I developed. Now, I tested this and refined it on my own clients. In fact, some of this of this pillar that I'm going to be showing in just a second, you may have seen already, all right? And it's the most powerful one. It's the best one you can use, and this one is what I usually suggest people to spend more time onto in the initial part, because if you get this down, you narrow this down, and also narrow the other 5 system after it, you're done, you're great, okay? Remember earlier when I told you there are 4 types of content: authority, personal, and nurturing, and a 4th type that I said I'd reveal later. This is it, and it's lead magnets. I think some of you guys would have got to it already, but let's get straight into it, okay? Now, when I say people, when most people hear lead magnets, they think of some generic PDF that nobody's going to download and nobody's going to read. This is not what I'm talking about. A lead magnet, at least the way I do them, okay, this is why it's not part of the algorithm. This is lead magnets. Lead magnets are something still pretty new. They were born not more than, say, a year and a half ago, okay? I was still pretty new. It was 2 years ago, actually, so I was still pretty new to LinkedIn. Lead magnets did not exist, guys. 2 years ago, I've never seen a single piece of lead magnet ever. They're literally just, they were born now, okay? So basically, it's where you send a resource that is so useful, so specific, so irresistible that people will comment on your post just to get it. They don't just like your post. They don't just scroll past. They stop and raise their hand and said, hey, I want this, I'm interested, give it to me, or comment whatever buzzword that is on the copy, okay? And that changes everything, okay? Let me show you what I mean. This is a real example. This is Dushan, okay? We've done 647,000 impressions, 7,426 comments, and he made 18K, north of 19K in new MRR added to his agency, which is now doing 200K in ARR, okay? This is another one. We've done this 2 weeks ago, okay? This is done nearly 300,000 impressions, same numbers, 7,225 comments, and 9,000 deal close literally the day after he posted this lead magnet. And we have Ben. Okay, I want to focus on Ben a little bit. Okay, so Ben, we started his account from zero, like literally from ground zero. He had 150 connections, like literally basically none, okay, 150 connections of college friends is none, guys, come on, okay? He started his account in January this year, and 2 lead magnets, okay, only 2 made 440 comments. This is 1/20th compared to Dushan's lead magnet, but he works in a very specific niche, which is venture capital, private equity firms, and high-end companies doing 10 to 100 mil revenue. I invite you guys personally to go find Ben, okay? Go in his comments and you will see founder of XYZ name firm, and there's hundreds of them. So imagine having 71 people raising their hand for your services, okay? We have Batter here, and I want to also focus on Batter a little bit. So we've done 500,000 impressions with only these 2 posts. These are, by the way, I'm showing like the best performing posts of my clients. There's other posts I've done equally as good, if not, similar numbers as well. But I'm just trying to squeeze as much as possible. But I can't put like 10 posts per client, or more than that. He scaled his agency to 20,000 US a month only through these 2 posts. Okay. Now you see this format, logo plus logo or logo next to logo. How many people have you seen on LinkedIn use this format? Okay. Me and Bader invented it. I mean, I've suggested it, but I've tested it on his account first 4 months ago. Go on LinkedIn, go on 4 months ago of posts, and I invite you to find someone that did this before us. It is impossible because I have this design on Adobe, literally. So yeah, we have Alex. We've done 100 million impressions only with these two lead magnets. A 10K deal closed with a, they're selling GLP-1, and then 8 calls booked on autopilot. This is without sending a single message. Like literally, he posted lead magnets. There's a calendar on his profile. People booked directly. Okay, and that's where he closed the deal. And we have Gabriele. This is a post we want to get people interested in hiring VAs. So this post is about hiring VAs. And we merged one color deal, which is gifting him a MacBook and also giving a super valuable resource. By the way, I did this for him and did this again literally a couple of days ago and went very, very, very well. We've booked more than 25 calls that month thanks to this post and the resource, which was an amazing resource. We've had so many compliments, okay? And here's me. Here are some examples. Of course, you can go on my profile and see more. These are the, say, highest performing posts. We've done 4,000, 4,000 again, and then 3,000 here again. And this is with the format I was saying before, okay? We've invented this. Me and Bader, we were on a call and I suggested him, what if we made a creative or just an image, which is very, very intuitive. It's the resource we're giving away, so which tool it involves and for which platform. It's like super easy. And that is also another principle you want to use when doing lead magnets, okay? You want to make sure that the image and the hook, okay? So you see the hook here, so the first 2 headlines, make sure people understand what the post is going to be about, okay? Cool. These aren't just likes, these are comments. Real people, self-qualifying, telling you they're interested in exactly what you offer, okay? Here's the framework I'm using with my clients to make them go viral on autopilot, okay? Now we're gonna get into some sauce, okay? I'll show you some kind of rules to follow or just like the pillars to follow. Kind of over glorified pillars at this point. I've said it I don't know how many times, but I don't have any other terms in my head coming up. Anyway, I would suggest starting out when doing lead magnets, going for something trendy, okay? So going for AI resources, so like Nano Banana, Claude, Gemini. You've seen it on my account. It goes very, very well. And just pro tip, okay, I never thought to say this. This is kind of things I say on a consultation or I say them, to my clients. If you go on X, okay, subscribe to all the AI newsletters or AI related pages. They pour out so many new topics and things about AI. So when you go and see on my profile or my client's profile, this resource can do that. Yes, I'll admit it, we are being clickbaity to a degree, rip this and never do this and never do that. But that matches the resource. So if I'm saying rest in peace media buyers or rest in peace LinkedIn algorithm, it's because that outreach actually beats the algorithm. It can actually make you go viral if used properly, okay? This is for all clients, okay? So back to finding a topic or finding that resource or something trending, I always go on X, always go on my email. I have a separate email just on AI new things. And of course I like to be I want to know what's happening with AI. It's like the fastest growing industry in the world, and it's good to know what's happening and testing it out. So I test it myself, I convey it, and then if there's value in it, I just give it away for free, okay? So in the last month, I've used Claude partially for my lead magnets, and it's helped me so much at a point in which I create a resource that can create your content schedule and create 30 posts literally in minutes, okay? And that went very well, okay? So it all comes down to a concept that is somewhat trending, okay? I'm talking about, you know, AI, which is, as I said, the fastest growing industry, and then making good use of it, okay? Something your target audience really wants. Playbook, videos, prompts, resources, Notion, Notion pages, whatever it is, YouTube videos, okay? A catchy hook, okay? Don't use clickbait hooks because if you're not gonna actually give what you're clickbaiting people into, okay? This is what I said before. If I'm saying rest in peace this or rest in peace that, because I've invented this whole rest in peace thing, I'll take credit for it. Some people don't like it, but you know, it gets a lot of traction and gets a lot of calls and has been working very well on my end, okay? And I definitely suggest you guys use it as well. So whenever I do rest in peace this, rest in peace that, and I say something super bold, I'm giving away something that matches the bold thing and the bold statement I'm making, which is 99% of the time clickbait, or can be seen as clickbait, okay? Bonus, there's one non-negotiable element I'm going to reveal in the next minutes, okay? Now, here's 3 quick things you wanna do when creating your first lead magnet, okay? Follow this very simple structure. Create an AI resource, okay? So for some industry, maybe it's not applicable. I highly doubt that. You can always find a way to integrate AI in anything. You always can. And if you don't know how, just ask AI, literally. You create this AI resource that's going to be very, very powerful. An example can be Claude doing X for your ICP or solving a specific problem. So let's lay down an example. So let's say you're offering email marketing services, okay? What are your daily tasks when you actually handle the client, okay? You're doing the email strategy, you're doing the market strategy, doing all of these things. These are all tasks you as a business owner or as a freelancer can delegate or empower through AI, but you can also use that for yourself, okay? Firstly, and then once you find it working very well, give it away for free. You'll have so many people begging to have that, okay? So that can be an example, right? And even in the hard niches, I mean, I've done it in healthcare, VC, private equity, software, you name it. We've done real estate, banking, private banking, mortgages. I've done so many very strange niches, and lead magnets work in every single niche, okay? Now, the other 2 remaining is basically running a content about the resource with this structure. This is the structure to follow for the whole copy of the lead magnet, okay? A strong hook, I would suggest results and proof, or something very bold, okay? What most people do wrong after it. So most people, when it comes to posting on LinkedIn, they do this, and then what they do wrong, okay? What your resource does, why it is powerful, so like bullet points on what it can do, the results people can expect, and the CTA, okay? And then an image that shows real results or the resource they're going to be getting, okay? And then the other thing is using my unfair trick, which I'm going to be showing you guys in the next few minutes. This is unfair, but I want to share with you guys. I think most people don't know about this, and it's great you guys here so you can be the first people to know, okay? Now let me explain why this is so powerful, okay? When someone comments interested under your post, 2 things happen at the same time. Number 1, you get implicit permission to start a combo. Think about this. With outreach, you are knocking on their door, you're the stranger. With a lead magnet, they knock on your door. They've raised their hand and said, I want this. When you message them after that, you're not pitching, you're delivering what they asked for, and then the combo flows naturally from there. You also want to have a strategy when it comes to handling lead magnets as well, which is very important. Otherwise, you're just going to lose leads, okay? Number 2, the comments make the post explode. LinkedIn's algo sees a post getting dozens, hundreds, thousands of comments and think, okay, this must be very valuable. Let me show it to more people. Plus, let me show it to lookalike audiences. This is very important. I'll explain why. More comments equals more reach. More reach equals more people seeing the post, and more people seeing it equals more comments. It's a flywheel. It's a domino effect. Once it starts spinning, it feeds itself. Okay. This is how one post got 7,000 comments. It's not magic. It's mechanics. Okay. This is how Dushan, me, and all my clients went viral. All right. And the result, inbound leads every single day without spending a single dollar on ads, without sending a single outreach message. People come to you and then they start the combo, okay? But here is the critical problem. With lead magnets, nobody tells you that if you don't solve this specific part, your lead magnets are going to be dying. Okay, you can create the perfect lead magnet, the most valuable resource in your entire niche, the perfect post, the best hook, the best copy, best image. You hit post and then nothing happens. 3 likes and 1 comment from your college friend, right? Sounds familiar? I guess so, because I see a lot of people even copying my lead magnet, which is completely fine. I mean, I also copied other people in the past when I was starting out, but it just didn't work for me, and it doesn't work for you guys either, right? So what happened? Let's analyze. What happened is that the first 10 to 15 minutes killed your post. LinkedIn doesn't show your post to all your connections at once. That's not how the algorithm works, okay? When you publish, LinkedIn tests your post on a small sample of your network. Yes, of course, as I said in the previous pillars, like on connections, when you post, it will send that post to your connections first. That's why it's important to have connections, okay? And having good connections. But it will sample that on a smaller part of your connections, see how many people engage, and then if it's enough, okay, if that small sample engages, especially with comments, LinkedIn thinks, okay, this is valuable, let me show it to more people. And then the post starts spreading. More people see it, more people comment, and that is when the flywheel kicks in. But if that small sample doesn't engage in the first 10 minutes, LinkedIn thinks, okay, nobody cares about this, and the post dies right there. Doesn't matter how good it is, doesn't matter how valuable the lead magnet is, it's dead on arrival, okay? The first 10 to 15 minutes decide everything. So let me ask you a question. When you publish a post right now, how many people engage with it in the first 10 to 15 minutes? Maybe your business partner or your college friends, right? But that's not gonna be enough, okay? That's not gonna be enough to boost it, okay? This is why engagement pods exist. This is why people figured out that this first 10 minutes matter. So they created groups of strangers to comment on each other's posts. But we already covered why that doesn't work. LinkedIn can detect that. It will kill your reach, and it can also flag your account and or even ban you permanently, which is even worse, okay? The engagement is fake. The algorithm ignores it, and worse, it penalizes you for it. So you end up in an even worse scenario. You kill organic reach, and you ruin your reputation at scale, okay? So what is the solution? You need a network of real, qualified profiles that engage with your content in the first 10 minutes. This is not strangers on Discord writing great posts. This is real professionals in your niche or complementary niches with real profiles, real audiences, and actual authority. People who leave substantive comments on your post that actually the algorithm can value. Here's the truth. Building that network organically takes months. Finding the right people, building those relationships, creating mutual value every single day for months before it starts working. P.S. Do not create groups where you send the link of your post. Yes, you can create an engagement pod if you want at your risk, by the way, but do not send the link to the post, okay? If you're gonna do it, just say, I posted, go check my post, okay? But even there's a lot of things that happen that if done wrong, it will flag your account, okay? So whenever you send that link, the UTM, okay, the actual UTM or URL, LinkedIn can track that, and it recognizes that you're sending links, okay, because people will click on it, and it's going to shadow ban, and it basically just means your content is just going to get killed and reach is not going to happen. Organic reach will be completely obliterated, okay? I've already built that network. Right now I have over 20 active clients on LinkedIn in different niches with real qualified profiles, real audiences, and they amplify each other's content every single day without getting shadow banned, okay? When one of my clients publishes a lead magnet, within the first 10 minutes, they have 10 to 15 real qualified profiles commenting underneath it, okay? Not bots, not pod members, real professionals with real followings in complementary niches. The algorithm can see that engagement. LinkedIn thinks, okay, this is valuable because other people have commented, and start pushing it to thousands of people. That's how posts go from 0 to 1,500 or 0 to 7,000 comments, okay? And this is something you cannot replicate on your own. You can learn everything I taught you tonight: profiles, connections, outreach, content, comments, lead magnets. But this network, it comes from the nature of my business, and it's fine because you're not going to be able to have a network like mine because we don't run the same business. As I said, it's completely fine, okay? So it's not as easy as just asking, hey mate, can you comment on my post? Can you comment below my post, okay? This was the last piece of the puzzle. Let me show you why all 6 pillars need to work together and what happens when even one of them is missing. Now you've seen the complete system, all 6 pillars: profile, connections, outreach, content, comments, and lead magnets, okay? But here's the uncomfortable truth. These 6 pillars are not a menu where you pick your favorites. They're not optional, they're complementary. Every single one depends on the others. If even one is missing, the system breaks, okay? Think of it like a Porsche engine with 6 cylinders, okay? If you only fire 2, the car barely moves. You're pressing the gas pedal, you're gonna be burning fuel, wondering why you're not going anywhere. But if you fire all 6 at the same time, the acceleration is explosive, okay? Most people on LinkedIn right now are driving a Porsche GT3 RS with 2 cylinders running. The car isn't broken, it's just you're operating at 15% capacity, okay? Let me show you what happens when you remove even one pillar. Not optimizing your profile. Every person who visits your page leaves without booking a call. Every lead basically lost, okay? No strategic connections, you can't run proper outreach, and your posts don't get the right impressions. No outreach, you don't have a predictable system that puts in your calendar 2 to 7 qualified leads every week. No content, nobody knows who you are, you're invisible, no inbound leads, always chasing people. No comments, your outreach arrives cold and gets ignored, no warmth, so no replies, okay? No lead magnets and the network, no inbound, no flywheel, and no calls without lifting a finger, okay? Each one feeds the other. That's why they're all equally important. Remove one piece and the whole thing collapses. Let's do a quick exercise. On a scale of 1 to 6, how many of these pillars are you executing consistently right now? So the profile, the 200 strategic connection per week, plus managing inbound connections properly, daily personalized outreach, at least 15 messages, 5 posts per week, strategic comments every single day, lead magnets with a network boosting them in the first 10 minutes. Think right now how many you're using, and if you know how many you're using, write it in the chat.
Thank you.
2, 3, 4. Okay. It's pretty good. At least you guys now know 2 to 3. Okay. At least you guys know all 6. Maybe some of you didn't even know all 6 existed. So now that you know them, this is going to be very, very good. 2 to 3. Cool. Okay. If you haven't got the 6 pillars in place yet, it's not your fault. It's completely fine. There are 2 problems standing between you and a working system. Problem number 1, knowledge. It took me over a year to figure out how LinkedIn's algorithm actually works, how to build a profile that converts curious visitors into booked calls with qualified prospects, how to send the maximum number of connections per week to the right people without getting banned, how to write outreach that gets 15-25% reply rates and books calls every single day with people who don't waste your time, how to create content that attracts leads and goes viral at the same time, how to manage comments and turn them into perfect hooks for outreach, how to create lead magnets that go viral and book calls with people interested in your offer while growing your followers in quality, not just quantity. I tested three different AI tools to automate LinkedIn. All 3 almost got my account banned. In fact, I actually did get my account banned, guys. I lost my account for nearly a month. Well, that's a story for another time. One of them, actually for a month, it destroyed my profile's reputation, so I had to kind of go through a whole recovery strategy. I bought courses, I paid consultation, I spent months testing things that didn't work, but thankfully I came across LinkedIn's head of communications and LinkedIn heads of customer support. They were so thoughtful of them to help me out and get my account back, which is very, very good. And it's good to have also that connection in my network, okay? The cost of, so as I said before, it's knowledge, and then you have a cost of figuring this out on your own. Months, if not years, of trial and error, thousands of dollars spent on tools, courses, ghostwriters, and agencies that just don't deliver. And the very real risk of getting your LinkedIn account restricted or banned, which means starting from zero. But let's say you're willing to go through all of that. Let's say you have the patience and the money to figure it out yourself. There's still problem number 2. You don't have the time to execute all 6 every single day with consistency, okay? I'll make it as easy as possible for you to understand. If you run a business, let's just say you have, let's label it as you have your 9-to-5 job, okay? Your 9-to-5 business, okay? So you don't have the time to run your LinkedIn account. But let's label running your LinkedIn account as the 5 to 9, so a side hustle. Even if you want to run your account as your side hustle, it won't be enough, okay? You can't run two businesses at the same time. You need to focus, and you need to stay focused on your clients, your delivery, your SOPs, your team, etc. So how much time can this take you? Let's do the math together. How many hours do you need to run your LinkedIn system? Probably the profile, initial optimization plus ongoing testing and updates, couple minutes. Connections, 45 minutes a day of research and strategic requests. Outreach, 2 to 4 hours a day between messages, combos, follow-ups, and qualifying leads. Content, 5 posts per week. Ideation, writing, graphics, strategy, I'd say an average of 2 hours a week easily. Comments, 20 to 30 minutes a day, dropping comments under your prospects' posts to warm them up. Lead magnets, creating the resource, writing the launch posts, and managing hundreds of combos from each post. That can be 4 hours a week. Add it up, we're talking about 4 hours a day minimum every single day. Even if you knew all the rules perfectly, you would never have the time to execute all 6 pillars every day with consistency, and without consistency on all 6, the system doesn't work, okay? This is not just a knowledge problem, it's also an execution problem. And an execution problem doesn't get solved by buying another course, okay? Now, some of you are already thinking, okay, I'll just build a team or an AI agent and do it myself. Fair enough. Let's see what that could cost, okay? A ghostwriter who actually writes quality content in your voice. We're talking about good ghostwriters, okay? So no templates, not AI, like an actual ghostwriter. That could be 1,500 to 3,000 euros a month. An outreach agency or a trained setter team to handle messages, combos, and follow-ups, that can be easily an average of 2,000 a month. AI tools that you'll test and probably get banned for, throw in another 100 to 300 euros a month while they last, okay? Building an engagement network to boost your lead magnets, this can take up to 6 to 12 months of daily work before it starts delivering results, okay? Because as I mentioned before, doing the pod, like the way I do it, it's very, very, very sophisticated, okay? Because you can get banned there as well, and you can get flagged there as well, and it can kill your reach there as well, okay? That's why I'm saying it takes time, okay? Testing what works in your specific niche can also lead to months of trials and error and thousands burned, okay? This could be a total of 5,000 euros per month and 6 to 12 months before you even see consistent results. And that is if everything goes right, which most likely it won't, because you're building the plane while flying it, okay? PS, do you think you can automate and delegate every pillar without either potentially getting banned, ruining your reputation, burning the KPIs, wasting time, energy, and or money? Okay, as I mentioned before, I met the head of customer support after I got banned due to AI tools, and my account got restricted. So I managed to get my account back in 48 hours. I mean, they helped me, and I'm thankful to say I have this connection. I built that connection, okay? So what's the cost of doing it yourself? Now let me tell you the cost of not doing, that is the cost of doing it yourself. Now let me tell you the cost of not doing anything, okay? Every month without a working system is a month of calls you're not booking, revenue you're not generating, clients you're not closing, okay? Even one extra high-ticket client per month, let's say your average offer can be anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 euros. That's 20 to 40,000 euros you're leaving on the table over the next 4 months, okay? And meanwhile, your competitors, the ones with actual systems in place, are taking your prospects every single day. 6 months from now, if you do nothing, you'll be in the exact same position, asking yourself the exact same question. So let's recap where we are. You know the system works, you've seen the results, but learning it yourself costs months of time, thousands in wasted money, and the risk of getting banned. Building a team yourself can cost up to 5,000 euro a month and takes 6 to 12 months before it even clicks. And doing nothing costs you 20,000 to 40,000 euros in lost revenue over the next 4 months alone. So what's the solution? Let me show you. What if you didn't have to figure any of this out on your own? What if you had a complete system that activates all 6 pillars on LinkedIn every single day? A profile that's optimized to convert, 200 strategic connection a week sent, manual personalized outreach handled by a trained team, every combo managed professionally all the way through to a booked call, content published consistently in your voice, comments that enhance your outreach and content strategy, lead magnets attracting inbound prospects every week, the network of real professionals amplifying your lead magnets from day one. If you had all of that running, obviously you generate qualified calls every week. It's not a question anymore. It's not hope. It's not luck. It's literally just logical, and it's math at this point. This is what I built, okay? And this is what I run for my clients. I'm managing more than 20 clients at the moment, and in different niches, running different offers with different positioning. Here's Dushan. This is Dushan. We started work together when he had 2,000 followers. This was 7 months ago or 8 months ago. Now he's at over 16,000 followers. He scaled his AI agency to 60 grand a month. He's booking 48 calls a week without outreach, just inbound. So this is not counting outreach on top of that, okay? This is better. We started from 0 in July, we're at 9,000 followers. We're scaling his B2B offer to 20,000 plus dollars a month. He already did that in a month. We're continuing working to do more and more and more. He's doing 5 calls per week with outreach and 4 calls per week with content, as I mentioned even earlier. This is Ben. He started completely from scratch. Literally, he had like 100, 150 connections in January when we started. I mean, we met in January. We started actually working in mid-February, so a month ago. He's already gone viral. He booked 20 calls in 10 days and closed his first 10K deal from LinkedIn. And he's in a high-end niche. We're talking about 10 to 100 mil companies, VC firms, PE firms, and high-end companies, okay? Ethan, this is Ethan. He went from 1,400 followers to almost 4,000 followers in 2 months. 5 lead magnets were viral and added 7K in MRR to his SaaS, okay? This is Alex. Alex went from 4,800 followers to 7,500 followers in 30 days. He added 10K in MRR to his agency in the first week with a telehealth brand I was mentioning before. They're from they have, their business is based in Montenegro, Cyprus, and Dubai. And in the and they're operating also in the US, selling GLP-1 and NAD. He works with telehealth companies, e-com, D2C brands. I want to scale from 6 figures to 8 figures in the first week. By positioning well, we got him the first 10K deal in MRR. And just imagine, if you close a 10K deal in MRR for a year, I could basically say I've closed him a 100K deal. You know, it's kind of the same thing. We're just, you know, getting paid by month by month, okay? Now, the reason I showed you these results tonight, guys, and the reason I walked you through all the 6 pillars step by step is because I've decided to open up 6 spots for my Done For You program, the LinkedIn 6 pillar system. This is the exact same system I use for every client you just saw, okay? Here's what's inside. Pillar number 1, profile. We completely rebuild and optimize your LinkedIn profile. Banner, headline, about section, feature section, everything. Built on the gray profile framework I showed you earlier. Clarity, authority, and memorability. You don't touch it, we handle it, okay? Pillar number 2, connections. We send 200 strategic connections requests per week, targeted to your ICP and competitors who boost your content visibility. We manage all inbound connection requests, accepting the right ones, and starting combos with qualified prospects. You don't do any research, we handle it, okay? Pillar number 3, outreach. We run all outreach on your behalf. Every new connection that accepts gets a personalized message. 1 personalization, 1 question, the exact formula I showed you tonight. We manage every convo, we do all the follow-ups, we qualify every lead, and you only talk with people who are ready to buy. That's it, okay? Pillar number 4, content. I personally write your content. I'm not a ghostwriter, not a template, not AI, me. This is something I rarely do. I have a team also that helps make content, but for you guys, we're talking about me specifically. This is gonna be in your voice. Extracted from your ideas, your experience, your perspective. 5 posts per week, plus the graphic, plus comment management, okay? Pillar number 5, comments. We manage all inbound comments on your posts, especially on lead magnets where hundreds of people are raising their hand, and we use strategic comments under your prospects' posts to warm them up before outreach. Pillar 6, lead magnets. We create the super valuable resources for you. You bring value and expertise. We turn it into a lead magnet that people cannot resist. We write the post, we design the image, we handle the launch, 3D magnets per week. Everything is run by me and my team. I write the content, my trained VAs handle the outreach, connection, comments, and combos. The only automation we have is for lead magnet delivery. And on top of this, we have a graphic designer that builds graphic designer and a developer that build landing pages as well. You basically invest 15 minutes a day to target qualified prospects, and we handle the other 3 hours and 45 minutes. Now, on top of the 6 pillars, I want to show you what else you can get. You get 6 different bonuses. Bonus number 1 is the lead magnet booster. Remember the first 10 minutes is the problem, the one that kills most lead magnets posts before they even have their chance. When you publish a lead magnet post, we comment underneath it with 10 to 15 real qualified profiles based on your niche within the first 10 minutes, okay? Not bots, not pod members, real professional with real audiences. And by the way, my clients, okay, I showed a couple, but some other clients I haven't showed and as well the one I showed can also be clients for your services. That is why that is important, because if LinkedIn detects good quality leads that could be your clients, it will send it to lookalike audiences, okay? Bonus number 2, landing page plus a free Go High Level. Usually Go High Level would cost $300 a month. I'm going to be giving away for free. We build your landing page on Go High Level, and I give you the software so you have a CRM, you can do also automation, say like emails, completely for free. This page turns profile views and posts and post traffic into captured leads. So even the people who don't comment on your posts still enter your funnel. Bonus number 3, sales process optimization. Getting leads is one thing, closing them is another. We work with you on your entire sales process, assets, scripts, objection handling, follow-up sequences, everything top down. So the leads we generate don't just book calls, they become paying clients. Bonus number 4, my AI. On top of the daily support you get from me and from my team in our private Discord group, you'll also have access to my personal AI, trained on my content strategy, my outreach frameworks, and my LinkedIn tactics. It's like having me on speed dial 24/7. Bonus number 5, weekly reports. We will send end of day reports, end of week reports, and end of month reports as well. We do it through Looms and we do it through messages. Specifically in this case, we're going to send Loom videos, okay? I'll be sending them. So with KPIs, performance overviews, new ideas to test, what's working in outreach, what to adjust in content, everything. You always know exactly where you stand and what's coming next. Communication for us is key. Bonus number 6, your AI, your personal AI. This is going to be trained by us. After 4 months of working together, you'll have your own personal AI agent that will be able to write content, optimize your outreach strategy, analyze data to understand what works, create SOPs to run your LinkedIn 6-pillar system. This is effective after we've created the strategy, because then we can train it on what we've done. We reverse engineer the process, okay? This is not an AI agent connected to LinkedIn APIs because you will be banned after 24 hours. It's an AI agent that is going to help you think, optimize, and run your LinkedIn account in the most efficient way, okay? It's gonna help you. Here's the general overview of the LinkedIn 6-pillar system. And we do all of this done for you, plus the 6 bonuses, okay? So, profile, we do the banner, profile picture, headline, about section, featured section, everything. Connections, 200 connections a week. All the inbound connections managed. Outreach, 100 messages a week, managing combos, follow-ups, you only take the calls. Content, 5 to 6 posts a week. Graphic and copy made by us. You only review them, okay? You only review the posts. Managing comments below lead magnets plus strategic outreach comments. Lead magnets, 3 lead magnets a week. Resource, content, graphic, and comment boosters. Side note, everything we do goes through your approval, okay? We never do something without your approval, guys. We're very meticulous on that, okay? And of course, the 6 bonuses to optimize your sales process so you work less and book more calls, okay? All the KPIs are tracked, everything. This is managed by me specifically, okay, the inbound strategy, my VAs, the outbound strategy and the boring work, and my developer and graphic designer for funnel and automations, okay? And let me talk about something nobody's willing to do, because I know some of you are thinking, this sounds awesome, okay, but what if it doesn't work for me, okay? I honestly didn't want to put a guarantee on this because there's no need to put a safety net here. I know we've been doing this for a long time, but for Hormozi's sake, here is my guarantee. I only accept clients I'm confident I can get results for. If I don't think this system will work for you specifically, I'll tell you on the call, okay? I'd rather say no today than take your money and not deliver, okay? But to put money where my mouth is, if by the end of our engagement, we haven't booked at least 40 showed up calls and you haven't made your investment back, you get a full refund, okay? I'll say that again. If you don't book at least 40 calls that actually show up, qualified calls by the way, you haven't got your investment back within the 4 months time frame, you will get a full refund, okay? That is how confident I am with this system. Now here's how the next steps work. If what I showed you tonight makes sense for your business, the next steps are simple. You book a call with me, okay? You will find the link in the YouTube chat and the WhatsApp community right now. Actually, if you go in the WhatsApp community, is it there? Yes, we just sent the comment. We sent it by email, WhatsApp, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You will find the link there, okay? As soon as you book a call with me, you'll receive a free document where you will find my LinkedIn strategy, the expectations, and the investment to run the system on, okay? This is not a sales call where I pressure you for 45 minutes, guys. I don't do that, okay? It's a 30-minute strategic combo. I will look into your situation. I will also give you some value, by the way, and understand your ICP, your offer, your goals, and I will be determining if and how the system can work for you, okay? If we're a good fit, I'll explain the details and we move forward. If we're not a good fit, I'll tell you on the call, okay? I'd rather lose a potential client than take on someone I cannot help, okay? I also want to be transparent about something. I'm not taking everyone, okay? The guys are saying to share the link in the YouTube. Let's send the link. Andiamo il link nella chat YouTube.
Non si riesce a cliccare.
No?
Non si riesce a cliccare.
Okay, team is saying even if we sent the link, you won't be able to.
Email e WhatsApp.
Yeah, you won't be able to view the link. So just check your email and check your WhatsApp, okay? As I said, I'm not taking everyone. Right now, I personally write the content for every client, okay? As I mentioned before, I have clients we're handling with my ghostwriting team and some others I'm doing personally myself. In this case, for you guys, it's only gonna be me doing the content, okay? And doing the inbound strategy. So I can only take 6 new clients at a time, okay? I have only 3 VAs, as I mentioned. So each of them will handle maximum 2 clients, okay? Because this is quality work that requires focus and dedication, not a factory line, okay? So if you're watching this and thinking I'll do it later, there might not be a spot later. I don't want to do this like as the usual marketing guy being super scarce and putting urgency, but it's the truth, okay? You can also go and see on the call booking link, okay? I'm going to onboard 6 new clients in the next week, and after that, I'll close the spots for at least 3 months. Quick side note, this program is a full done-for-you offer, but if you need to train your team, or you want to be trained, so you're looking for a done-with-you program, you can still book a call, because I'm also gonna be having a spot for that as well. I'm not 100% sure we're gonna work together from next week, because I wanna give priority to those who wanna do done for you, but let's just have a chat either way, okay? So if you want to turn your LinkedIn account into a call booking machine, use the link you find in the WhatsApp group, or theoretically in the chat, but apparently it's not working. That's what the technical guy is saying. Email and WhatsApp. When you book a call, you receive the LinkedIn 6-pillar system doc, okay? 1 PDF where you find the exact 6-pillar system I'm talking about, all the tasks that we will run, my strategy plus the pricing, okay? Okay, that being said, let's get to the part I've been looking forward to all night. I promised with you guys at the beginning that I'd pick 3 people from the audience and do a full analysis and breakdown of their LinkedIn profile and content strategy, live, for free, and I always keep my promises. So, who wants to share their profile so I can analyze it for you, okay? So here's how it works. Pull up your profile right now, give me the URL link of your LinkedIn profile, and I'll see what is working, what's broken, and what you need to change. So drop your LinkedIn profile in the chat, guys. Also, I need to get my LinkedIn up in the meantime. Is it picking up links? I don't know. Yeah, if they send their LinkedIn profile, it might not pick up, right?
Yeah, you just need to do folder names.
Okay, guys, just whoever wants to be picked, just send me your name and surname, and I'll look you up. Okay. The URL for some reason in the chat just doesn't work. All right, we have Thomas Kingston. All right, let me find Thomas Kingston. I'll pull up is this you, Thomas? Thomas, is this you? let's just wait if Thomas. Oh, okay, Tom, this is you. All right. Sorry if I'm laughing right now, Thomas, but literally the definition of white profile is you. Founder at company / and then buzzwords and keywords. Okay. So as I mentioned before, the pro of this is for outreach and having the connection acceptance rate, let's just say higher, but it's not being specific. All right. I'll give you some examples. Okay. I'm going to view the full thing. Thankfully I'm Italian, so I can understand what you've put in here, thankfully. I'm also going to view your videos. And sorry, your posts. Okay. Okay, this is a good funnel. Okay. So, quick thing to change. I would, number one, change the phrase here to something a little bit more humorous. Okay. I have a question for you. Are you targeting people in Italy or worldwide? You can put that in the chat right now. Here in the headline, this doesn't work. Okay. You can say you're founder of whatever company. Okay, but you can put that at the end. Okay. Mention something you do, who you do it for, and something that attaches credibility, so a number, data. Okay. And then maybe something humorous, as I said. That's why I'm saying something humorous here in the banner. And then you just keep what you do, who you do it for, and then something to attach credibility to. Okay. The about section. Okay. Here's the thing, guys, about the about section. Okay. You can have an about section. I'm not saying you can't. Okay. Number one, it cannot be a sales pitch script or whatever. And number two, literally no one views about section. Okay. So I personally decided to not have my about section because nobody viewed it. So you can have it, okay, but what's the point in having something that just is not going to be, nobody's going to view it? I don't think it makes sense. So I will remove the about section. You don't have a featured section, mate. So it's good you're bilingual, by the way, because if you're attracting clients in Italy, I would move to the US market. It's just a better market, and you're competing with more high-level people, but it will do you'll do very, very well. Okay. As I was saying, you don't have a featured section. You need to put a featured section with a free resource and your CTA. Where are we sending these people? Are we sending them to your website? Okay, sure. You're gonna lose leads. You want to send them to a call. Okay. I used to have my website, and then I understood that the more steps I add, the more it's going to be chaotic for my all the leads that land. So you want to give a clear direction. My suggestion would be a resource, something super helpful. You're building a tech-driven video startup. Okay, whatever you are doing right now. Okay, if there's a way AI can, if there is a section, if there's a resource you can do that is basically a free version of your paid services, that is going to be great. Okay. And then, as I said, the CTA. Do you want to book call with people? Do you want to book call with businesses? If that is the way you're kind of attracting clients, you theoretically, this is my guess, you're sending them to a call. For now, Italy. Cool. The Italian market is a good market, but it's not going to be as good as the US market. This is coming from someone who transitioned 2 years ago from the Italian market to the US market. I'm never going to come back. I'm never going to go back. Okay. So, Thomas, to just give you a very quick recap. Profile picture. Okay. Let me see what colors you have. So we have like kind of a blue going to orange. I would go on Canva, do background remove, and add a light blue, so this color to this color gradient in the back. Do the exact same thing here, and then put something inherent to what you're doing plus somewhat humorous, like I've done for Gabriele. Okay. Remove about section. Nobody reads about the about section anymore. Add a featured section with a free resource that can be like seen as an AI tool that is basically giving you a free version of your paid version of your paid services, sorry, and then the actual CTA, okay? And then, brother, lead magnets. I understand what you are doing. I can see Mikhail, this guy. I'm gonna view this guy because I'm gonna save him because he's done what I've done. I know I've created this format anyway. It's funny. Thomas, you can literally see Michele copying my format and doing 61 comments. Okay, so why not do the same for you so you can benefit from that traffic and the format I have invented. All right. Cool. Now, with that being said, let's find someone else. I'm going to be super random. Jennifer Thielen. I hope I pronounced that well, Jennifer. Jennifer Thielen. Jennifer, is this you? I think this is you. Is this you, Jen? You did it for him. That's my co-founder. Well, thank you for copying me. You see, it works. Okay, so Jen, this is you. Lovely. Referso, 47% average comp increase. I may be a little bit of a, you can butcher me on this because I don't know what comp means. Helping technical land bigger roles. Oh, okay. So you're helping, you're kind of a career coach. Oh, no, wait, you're working for a Referso. Okay, helping mid-senior tech folks build career options. Okay, makes sense. Sorry if I'm a little bit clunky, but it's 2 a.m. here, so I'm kind of, my brain is fried and also worked 10 hours today. Anyway, head of marketing at Referso. Okay, so what is your goal, Jennifer? Tell me what is your goal and I will tell you right now what to change. Now, head of marketing at Referso, this dot, and then helping mid-senior tech folks build career options. This is okay. I would switch. I would put helping mid-senior tech folks build career options before your actual position. Is your position, does your position, this is a question for you, Jennifer, but compensation, okay, great. This is a question for you, Jennifer, but a question for anyone because a lot of people use this framework, okay? Do you guys think, honestly, that your job role makes the sale or the conversion, does it impact positively on the conversion, okay? Of course, if you're a founder, it can. That kind of makes sense. I'm a founder of my company, but I don't say I'm a founder of it. If you just go down and see for which companies I work for, you can see I work for my own company, okay? So I would personally, if it doesn't impact on sales, I would even like completely remove it, okay? The banner is actually pretty good. Profile picture is good, but add a white purple kind of background. Just go on Canva, do automatic background delete, and then add the same color of this. 47% average compensation increase, helping temporary land bigger roles, never miss an update. I like this. Remove never miss an update because nobody's gonna do it. I don't want to like break it down to you like and being super harsh on you, but nobody's gonna do it. Rather put in book a call, view my website, but never miss an update. And it's not as good as a CTA, okay? About section, yet again, as I said before, you can remove it, okay? Nobody really views it. Featured section, nerding out. Okay, so this is kind of going through what Referso can do. This is actually not too bad. I would personally add a media to this. So you can do this post, again, rewrite it. You can use one of my cloud systems for free. You can find it in 30 resources. Make it more elaborate, okay, like more extended. So actually as an article, and you add as a featured section an article about Referso. You could do that, okay? But I think your website is basically, the Referso's website already does that, okay? So I would personally suggest something that makes them act, which is a CTA. This is the same thing I've said for Thomas. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So Thomas, thank you, Eduardo. I appreciate your review and advice. No, absolutely, Thomas, anytime. Just to wrap up with Jen. This is cool. Okay, posts. So one thing for everyone. when you do posts, you want to put a picture, and if it's a picture of yourself, it can work. Of course, it can also be you taking out your dog. No gym picture, guys. Do not put gym pictures. LinkedIn doesn't like it. I've tested it. I've had a fitness coach client. In the nature of fitness, you have to put, client transformations and things like that. So LinkedIn does not like nudity. Of course, they're not completely naked, but you get the point. So what I'm trying to say here is put personal pictures in a professional at a professional degree. It could be with a suit, it could be with a cool polo, a nice dress for Jen, or just a normal sweater. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to. I could also say pajamas, Jen, in your specific case, because it's kind of like nobody does it. But is it going to position you? I don't know. You know that better than I do, okay? So do add pictures, but if you don't have pictures, it's okay to post without an image, okay? Guys, even if you don't have an image to post, that doesn't kind of say you're an authority, or doesn't make you perceived as an authority, or as a real person, as a genuine person, whatever the goal is, okay? Don't put an image, okay? This is for your reputation's sake, okay? I'm not a guy that does a lot of pictures. In fact, I don't really post myself that much, okay? But that's just because I don't do many pictures. I just prefer to give a lot of value, okay? Haha, love it. We'll search me tests. Absolutely. And let me know how that goes. I mean, we're connected, so definitely look out for it myself. Also, for the content here, you want to keep it a little bit, you want to improve readability here. This is a little bit too mashed up together. Also, readability gives a huge impact on how much posts can go viral. Okay, so an example would be I'll just do. Can I do this? Let me just give me a second, Jen. Also, by the way, I have another person left to choose. But what I'm saying to Jen, what I've said to Tom, this is equally going to be applying to everyone, okay? So Jen, I copied your post right now. So here's how I would rewrite it, okay? So anytime you put, say a statement or anything, I would improve readability like this. So this is just without changing words, without adding without adding any good hooks or anything. This is just for readability's sake. Okay, a recruiter, this is fine. This is not okay. Let's do this. Okay. Okay. Sorry for the silence, guys. I'm just trying to do this for Jen. Okay. Now, if someone lands, this is not actually, 390 days, master's degree, 9 years of experience, no gaps, 4 callbacks. This is all just. I really don't want to sound harsh here, Jen. Honestly, I don't. But this is just numbers and words put together. I know I don't really understand what you are doing, okay? But if I'm not understanding, I know maybe your ICP would understand better what you're trying to post, but I would make your message clearer. So this is how I would write this hook, okay? 390 today. We just got 396 applications. What is it? Job applications in 90 days. But actually, I would actually make it a little bit more clickbait. I would say in 90 days, 396 people applied for a job and result. Okay, this is definitely going to perform better from a content standpoint, and then you can put all the details down below. Now this improved version. Let me just do this. Give me a second. This improved, okay, this is too small. So this improved version is already easier. Whoa, where is it? Here it is. This improved version, as I was trying to say, is already slightly better than this, okay? So just bear in mind, okay, there is a limit also on like when LinkedIn will make phrase finish and will make it go under. So what you can do with Google Docs, that's why I like Google Docs, you can shorten it out. So say you do a test on LinkedIn, okay? So say this is, wait, let me just apply it for everything. Say this is the limit. You see, this is how it would look like on LinkedIn, okay? Because this is the usual length, okay? So anything you do, see here, this phrase went under. You want to try and fit this phrase into this one liner, okay? You want to do that. And same goes here for this one. And that's why I use AI for mainly for these things. The rest I just do manually, and also for some ideas as well. But yeah, this is what I would do for Gen, okay? And try and apply this, Gen, and also for future content, and you would see a lot of improvements. Also, go on Drive, create a CRM, testing out different formats like the like the type of content I explained. So lead magnets, authority, nurturing content, etc., and see which performs best. So you then narrow your strategy down specifically on what works, considering which niche you're in, okay? And then of course just message me. You have my my contact number on WhatsApp, so feel free to message me anytime. Okay, so let's find someone else. I'm just gonna like do this like completely randomly. Aaron M. Schneider. Let's do Aaron. If I find you, of course, because Aaron, amazing, thanks so much. Call booked for next week. Lovely, Jen. Definitely I'll see you on a call. Aaron, is this you? Aaron Schneider, is this you, Aaron? Aaron, I don't want to sound pushy here, but I'll give you 1 minute. If you're not here, I'll move on to someone else, okay? You know what? For the sake of it, guys, I'll do one more after Aaron, okay? I'll do 2 more, okay? I'm going to be generous. I'm going to do it for you guys, okay? I'm going to give more value. I'll do something that people won't be doing. Aaron, is this you? Aaron is not replying. Okay, I'll move to someone else. If Aaron comes back, I'll do him, okay? Check mine, Eduardo. No just 6957. Okay, no just. Okay, no just. Here you are. No just. No just, is this you? I think this is you. Is this you? Okay, we'll do Andrew later, after. Okay, I'll put Andrew after. Let me just put Andrew here, give me a second. And then I'm not gonna do anyone else, okay? I'm already doing 1 more. If Aaron miraculously comes back, maybe I'll do him, but we'll see, okay? Cool. All right, Nojas, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, okay? Helping your business to become AI first. Founder at Inerti, hope I pronounced that well as well. One thing I didn't mention before, guys, but I will be mentioning now, is that this little thing, okay, this little hashtag, so emojis, okay, and also like this like hash thing, whatever, is going to basically say to LinkedIn to find organically other people that have this slash thing or an emoji, okay? So that's why I always advise to remove the slash, a point, or whatever, a narrow, whatever it is, whatever symbol you're using, because it can impact on the reach. So I would remove that, okay? And I would also remove founder of Inerti, like the same way I'm doing, because it just literally says founder of Inerti, okay? Now, if it completely changes, as I mentioned before, the way you do sales, fair enough, keep it. I'm all for like improving conversion. But honestly, I would just helping your business to become AI first. I think this is pretty cool. Yeah. And then this background, I like the fact that there's a color because that improves memorability. But I would do the same color of the banner. So either change the banner or you change the background color. Your AI automation partner, consulting automation, web development. Okay, yours gonna sound, mate, I don't wanna sound so harsh here, but you're sounding like anyone who's doing AI automation, just different colors, a better font, and just a little bit clearer on what you do, but there's nothing different here, okay? So why should I memorize you and not mentally label you as someone like is basically doing what you're doing and part of like who so many other people are doing it, okay? Yeah, that makes sense a lot for the color. Already deleted the founder part. Lovely. Let's see if that changed. Okay, see, it's also cleaner, okay? I would do for the banner, I would do this color because it's bright, it's more memorable, okay? I would do, I'm trying to brainstorm here, guys. Give me a second. Integrate, but integrating is a buzzword that a lot of people in your industry might be using. Okay, so here's the exercise I would do. Okay, go to Claude or go to GPT. I would suggest Claude. Put in helping your business integrating AI, helping your business to become AI first, helping your business prioritize AI, leveraging AI for your business, or if you have a niche, I would then go for that. So helping niche integrate AI, but what AI? AI is a little bit too bland, okay? So choose an AI tool or choose something, put it into Claude and say, give me more specific headlines and give me more ideas, okay? Keeping it the same length, okay? I like this length, okay? Because it's memorable. And then of course you add this to your headline and add it to your banner. But the banner one, ask Claude to make it, like literally say, make it 20% humorous, okay? So it's kind of a joke like I did for Gabriele. See what it poured out and that's fine. Remove inertia and book a call. Just have banner with what I just told you to do and that's it. Remove consulting automation, web development. I would do that. I wouldn't even put that, to be honest, because it's just like very pitchy. Yeah, it's too pitchy. Services, about section, as I mentioned before, you can have an about section, can remove it. Book a free audit, remove services and replace it with, I mean, it's good, you have reviews, but I would just keep a featured section and have the reviews and the case studies on your website or on recommendations. Content, this looks AI. I would assume this is AI. Same here. This is not gonna stand out, okay? Post yourself. No use. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Post yourself. Avoid this, guys. Everyone avoid this. Whatever this is, AI, I do not want to see it, okay? Okay, I'll get pissed. Okay, I'm not joking. Don't do it, okay? It's gonna literally harm, kill reputation, reach, everything. LinkedIn hates it, your audience will hate it even more. Post yourself, put yourself out there looking, well, looking, kind of professional at your desktop, just even like you holding your phone, doing a selfie with your computer in front of you and a mug with coffee is gonna be fine, okay? And then give lead magnets. You're not doing lead magnets, which is fine. Also, you are from, I can see you're in the US, but I don't know which language this is. I'm sorry if I'm not, let me see. Lithuanian? Wait, don't you speak Russian in Lithuania? Or did I miss something? I don't know what, yeah, it's Lithuania. I remember in Lithuania you speak Russian, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I got it wrong. Anyway, I would suggest you go to the US market, no just, okay? I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing your name badly. Yeah, move to there. You'll have better quality clients that will reward you for your expertise and your work. And on top of that, you will get people that actually need your services. Web development, automation, consulting. Now I'm going to go a little bit out of the whole analyzing your profile. If you're doing web development, you're going to be replaced by AI in literally in the next months. Consulting, you're not going to be replaced for AI. Automation, I don't really know. I know a couple of tools that can help you create automations. Even Claude can help you create automations, say for Make, N8N, etc. So also make sure what you're doing is irreplaceable to a degree and is actually valuable. Okay, if you're doing web development, you can go Lovable Mate right now. You can go Manus. You can go on Claude and make a very, very good website in seconds. I will show you an example right now. I've made this website in literally hours just doing AI. And people would say I paid thousands for it. It's AI, okay? So yeah, this is just for you, for your offer. Be aware of what you're doing. And it's fine if you have to start from ground zero, but at least you're doing something better, something that is not going to cost you losing potential clients because you're being replaced by AI. At least you're doing it now and you're not doing it later, okay? Yeah, you can just say Noah, okay, for the name. All right, I'll say Noah. But for the US clients, do I just keep posting English comment and that's it? Because right now all my clients are Lithuanian. Mate, you go find connections, US connections, find someone that is doing what you're doing better than what you're doing. Okay, let's be humble here. Go on his post, connect with those people. Whatever competitor you're gonna look for is most likely gonna do lead magnets. Go on ChatGPT and say, run a deep research and find people on LinkedIn that have at least 10,000 followers and that are in this niche, and you type your niche. Find at least 20 profiles. Scrape profiles, you find it might not be as accurate, but at least you see people who's out there, so you know who's out there, and then take leads from there, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Nohus, that is that. I would change this, as I said, remove the about section and just keep the featured section. Also improve the quality here and have two, and that is it. Now, where is Andrew? Here's Andrew. Andrew, is this you? I think this is Andrew. Appreciate it. No worries, Noah. Yes, lovely. Okay, project future yourself. Reinvent, redesign, reclaim. Your career doesn't need to be linear, it needs to be intentional. Andrew Asnes, a career reinvention coach. These are beautiful words, Andrew. Beautiful. I would do this, okay? Remove this line. I would say future-proof yourself here, okay? And then I would put everything on the right-hand side. So reinvent, redesign, reclaim. Sure, but your career doesn't need to be linear. It needs to be intentional. I prefer this than reinvent, redesign, and reclaim. Sounds a lot like a kind of a motto or like a slogan. I would rather go for your career doesn't need to be, and of course a slogan and these keywords are okay. I used to do it when I did a lot of outreach. So if you want to do outreach, remove your career doesn't need to be linear, okay, and you add it here and keep reinvent, redesign, reclaim, then future-proof yourself or future-proof your project self or whatever, okay. Remove Andrew Asnes and remove career reinvention coach. Remove this line, remove this RES. Background has to be the same color of your banner. The profile picture is okay, just put it centered. For professional at career crossroads / remove all slashes, who's it done, performer, coach, Columbia MBA, DM me. Remove DM me, remove all these slashes. Columbia MBA, no. Performer, Accenture, coach, no. Who's reinvention coach who's done it 4x, no. For professional at career crossroads, this kind of makes sense, but I really like, as I said, your career doesn't need to be linear, comma, it needs to be intentional, and then the dot. I would put that here instead. About section, as I already mentioned, about section, guys, nobody reads it. Featured section, number one, resource, free version of your services. Number 2, CTA to book a call. Okay. I built a full 6 using Claude Code. Wait. I built a full coaching website in 6 hours using Claude Code Knowledge Generator. Here's what it does. Okay, Andrew, a quick question. Are you trying to get coaching clients or are you trying to help people with AI? Because a coaching client that needs to find a new career, I don't know how much they will. This is a good post, by the way. I'm not saying it isn't, okay? Bear with me. I'm just saying that if your ICP is someone that wants to find a better career, okay, I don't know how much a full coaching website is going to be useful, okay? As I said, I'm not saying this is not good line of content. It is. I'm just saying I don't know how much it's gonna. Yes, coaching clients, but made that site and wanted to share the experience. Yes, you can do that, absolutely, all right? But if your goal is getting coaching clients, sharing it is cool, but are you building websites for them? I don't think so. So it's kind of good to share the experience, but at the same time, I don't know how much they're gonna resonate with it. It's better to go for something intentional with pain points that your ICP has, okay? Let's see what else. Reinvention is in luck. Yeah, Andrew, you need to go for this. I'm gonna already tell you this right now. This format is gonna work for you more than this, and the rest, okay? So do a 2.0 version of this one. It will do pretty good in engagement. Okay, why this didn't go well? See the CR? This is because it's being done with AI, which is fine, okay? A lot of people use AI to do images, but just edit it again on Canva. And also you can see this gray part, it's because it's not optimized. So it's the format for LinkedIn posts, I think it's 1080 times 1080. So you just go on Canva, create a new draft with the 1080 x 1080 I don't know how to call it, dimensions. Put the image AI generated, adapt it, and then post. Okay, you save it as a PNG and then post. Okay. I can see a lot of things here that you're switching content type from format to format. So I would stick to one and then adapt that format to the type of content you should be publishing, which is nurturing, authority-driven, lead magnets. For lead magnets, videos work when they're like GIFs. So 3 to 5 seconds walkthroughs to the resource you're offering. No emojis in content, by the way. I saw this. Remove all emojis. Okay. And okay, that's pretty much that for your profile. Yes, question. Okay. Better to do a site walkthrough with the content, freebies, and program info. For lead magnets, I would say I created a Claude Code with a questionnaire about what you should do to make your to make the best career switch. Of course, I don't know much about what you're offering. I'm making educated assumptions, so feel free to tell me right now what you do specifically so I can tailor it to that. Yeah, I'll wait for you to tell me specifically what you do, so I'll make it a little bit more specific. Thanks, great advice. No worries, Andrew. Yeah, if you want to quickly tell me specifically what you do, I'd be happy to give you more of a specific example. Because here's the thing, if I'm clueless, so I'm really sorry, guys. I don't want to sound harsh here. Like, I hate being sounding like this. I don't want to come as disrespectful. But if I don't understand what you're doing, how do you expect someone to understand what you're doing? This is what I said for Jen as well, okay? I have an assessment, which is a lead mag to sign up for a program and buy digital products. Assessment is free on the site and it leads to book a call to review the results. Too many steps, okay? You want to have one CTA. CTA is book a call. The rest has to happen all on the LinkedIn platform. So in the DMs, in the comments, whatever, as long as it's in LinkedIn, as in it's in LinkedIn, it's not going out or doing actions out of LinkedIn, okay? So I would say the lead magnet could be, I just helped a client of mine find their job in X time, or a career opportunity worth X amount of money with this system. Here's how, and then you give a lead magnet, and then the lead magnet is about analyzing her or his success with your services and attaching an AI resource or a normal resource, an ebook you can write. Of course, I would use AI just to make it more efficient and more elaborate as well. And then comment buzzword, and you send it out, and you will definitely engage with people that want to do the same transformation, okay? Another thing, for you specifically, Andrew, go on the biggest career coaches on LinkedIn. There's plenty. Go under their comments and just message everyone, connect with everyone, okay? And yeah, of course, Andrew, if you want to book a call, I'd be more happy to give you more of an elaborate as well kind of example of what it would look like if we were to work together, okay? So strategically speaking. And yeah, so yeah, if you feel free to book a call with me. Cool. So we've done everything. I mean, I wanted to do Aaron as well, but Aaron apparently is gone. So we are done, okay? Hope you guys have found it helpful. I mean, I'm 100% positive that if you change and do what I've said, need call booking link. Can you send the call booking link to Andrew? Thank you. Started doing that, thanks, lovely. What did I want to say? So I hope you guys have found some value, okay, number one. I'm very confident that if you do the changes I've mentioned you guys do, I would definitely, I'd be more than happy to pick all of you guys remaining. If you still want to get some value, of course, you can book a call with me, but do understand that a call is not just free time, just me giving away free time to give strategic inputs. It's also dedicated for those who actually want to get work done and actually want to push the needle forward, okay? So yeah, that being said, if I didn't choose any other person that of course wanted to get a review from my end, just apply what I said for the other guys, okay? Cool, thank you. Thank you guys for putting yourself out. And now that we've just analyzed the 3 profiles, as you know by now, your profile is only one of the 6 pillars. I've also, for example, for Noah, went into an offer and more like positioning kind of route, which is out of this kind of conversation, the whole 6-pillar system. But that is also important. That is why people work with me as well, because I can also help them with that, okay? So you could have the best profile in the world, but if the other 5 pillars are missing, you're still at 0, okay? Now guys, you can ask me any question, okay? I will go through the chat. I've missed probably, I don't know how many questions by now. But if you have a question about anything I covered tonight, the pillars, the system, the offer, LinkedIn in general, type it in the chat or send me a message on WhatsApp and I'll answer as many as I can. In the meantime, I'll go up in the chat, so. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just reading out some messages. Weekend as well. Posting on weekends as well. I do post occasionally, but Monday through Friday is the best, mate. Let's see, from Italy. Okay, Lucimo says, don't lead magnet as part of your content strategy. Push away potential leads visiting your profile as they perceive it as clickbait and lose credibility. This can be true and untrue. I'll explain why. There was a guy who mocked everybody using the rest in peace hook. And it's basically implicitly talking to me. Okay, he did like 1,000 something likes. Okay, he was saying, rest in peace, everything and everyone. You'll make money in 3 seconds now with this AI Pro Max resource. He was just making fun of me/us. Okay, so a lot of people comment on my posts oftentimes saying, you're gonna be forgettable. You will be you're not an authority. Okay, let me ask you a question, guys. How come, if I'm not an authority, okay, how come anytime I post a lead magnet, a lot of people comment? Yes, sometimes I do the kind of the pod, but if you do it too much, you lose your account. And I haven't lost my account this far. That's because I don't overuse it. Okay, so bear that in mind. And also, why would someone? Why are there people on today's stream? Right? Because they know that I know something they don't. So I hold some sort of, how can I put this, an opinion on this, because I've tested it out. I've tried things. I've been in the trenches for a long time. Okay, why does Nano Banana, Gemini, Gamma, which I assume you all know these AI tools / softwares, Claude, Go Marble, what else have I done? Yeah, why has Google reached out to me to promote Nano Banana? Why has Gamma reached out to me to promote Gamma? Because they know I'm a trustworthy person in my industry. So if I say go here and do this, people follow what I say. That is authority, guys. Okay? Why would I lose credibility? Because if I'm doing, and by the way, I'm doing clickbaity hooks. I actually, admit that. But whatever clickbaity bold claim I'm making, there's a resource that backs that up, always. I've given you guys access to 30 plus resources. Go on every single post and see, and you can fact check every single resource to see if what I said in the post was not true, okay? And then why would I lose credibility if, part of this strategy I'm doing, so if you notice, guys, I post everyday lead magnets, every day. Some of them trying to be kind of nurturing lead magnets, some are educational, some is just like the typical lead magnets I always do. I do them every single day. So I don't do this strategy in the 6 years I've done this far because I've reached kind of a different level. As I said, I don't want to sound cocky or arrogant here, but it's kind of different where I'm at compared to where you guys are at. So the 6 pillars for you would make you get to where I'm at quicker than just doing what I'm doing right now, okay? Because you need to have a big following. I grew 10,000 followers in literally the last 3 weeks. And that has gotten me more calls. In the amount of calls I got this last month was so the quality was the highest. Everything was just, it was strange. I was trying to understand why now and not before. I think, this is my assumption, is that the more I get followers, the more I'm bigger, the more people see me as an authority. That's why followers are not a vanity metric, okay? Now, let's see some other questions. You didn't cover the cost of your offer and haven't sent it by email either. What?
I've sent.
Okay, team saying he sent. What do you suggest to automate comment keyword to DM lead magnet? What do you suggest to automate? It's like, which AI tool do I suggest? For the AI tool I use is LeadShark. I set it up in a specific way, so your account doesn't get flagged and people get resources. Now I will show you guys right now in this moment how many connections, like so many people hate me for like not getting back to them for sending the resource. Guys, like I'm actually showing this live right now. I have 3,008 connections to accept. If I accepted all of them, I'm banned the moment I accept them all. And I can't, because you can only view a certain amount of people per hour, and it's 50 profiles per hour. If you view more than 50 profiles in an hour, guys, you literally are gonna be banned, okay? So yeah, this is for anyone who hasn't received my resources yet in the DMs. it's because I have a lot, literally a lot of people to get back to. But LeadShark is doing an amazing job. It's doing a great job, and I definitely suggest you guys go for it. Okay. Cool. So I'll see if there's any other questions I missed. Other than that, we'll wrap it up. Thomas, focus on Connecticut. How do you achieve? So bilingual. What's happening? No. Okay, so I'm looking at some. So basically a pod without getting penalized for external URLs. Yes, basically that's what we do. But do you test your lead magnet resource sometimes before giving it away? The resource, I make sure my resources are not causing any more questions or doubts and are just giving as much value as possible. Yeah, and that's it. That's I catched up with everyone. All right, cool, guys. So I think it's a great place to wrap up. Thank you for being here tonight. I genuinely want to show appreciation and recognition to all of you. It's 21 of you here now for staying till the last part. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for staying till the end. And thank you so much for actually paying attention. Most people would have left for 30 minutes, and many have, but you guys did it. And that tells me a lot about you guys, okay? If anything I showed you tonight made you think this actually works for me, you know what to do. So book the call, let's have a convo, and let's see if we're a right fit. You'll have the link in the WhatsApp community and via email, all right? Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate your time. I'm just gonna go to bed. It's 2:30 a.m. right now. I'm dying. So thank you everyone for being here. I hope you guys had a blast. I certainly did. And just one thing for everyone, I will say this in the WhatsApp community. Now that the event is finished, I'm still gonna use the WhatsApp community to share more value. I haven't thought through exactly what to do yet, but I'll give you a hint. And it most likely is going to be having priority access to the resources I'm going to be publishing on LinkedIn to those who are my community first, then the people that actually follow me on LinkedIn. That is just a hint, but there's more to come. And I'm very, very happy and definitely looking forward to growing that community and bringing a lot of value. Cool. Guys, thank you very much for your time and looking forward to it. Have a lovely evening, guys, or have a lovely rest of your day.